Starting.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Episode 2 of the 4 cauliflower years. This is it's still only 4 because she doesn't have any. This is
Plus one.
Sasha. She's one of our Muay Thai coaches here. And if she starts laughing too much, please, I'll edit. I'll edit.
The snort. The snort is bad.
But yeah. So this is our first guest ever. So they say, you know, you can't like really shoot for the stars, and we're not. We're starting slow and easy, and then we'll see where it takes us. Because you know, yeah, it's like an investment. You start little and you go big after. You know.
Hey man,
Yeah.
or you start big.
But you'll always have that. You'll always be our first.
I love that.
Going dark places.
I love that.
Anyway, so I have no idea what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do this because we didn't really plan anything. Just like we said, we weren't
We're
going
still
to.
working on that part.
Working on that part, but usually, you know, I say, "Oh, you tell us something about yourself." We're not gonna say that. We're not. No.
It'll come out.
It'll
come out
probably
naturally.
come out
Not a
naturally at some
It'll
point.
come out
Yeah.
organically.
At
That's
some
better.
point.
That's right.
Yeah. So before we ask you anything, are you aware that this weekend is the biggest grappling weekend of the decade?
Kind of.
Okay, all right.
Sort of.
So this weekend we got like 2 competitions running along simultaneously, I should say, in Vegas, and the one was planned long time ago, ADCC, and the other one came to be as a counter to the ADCC, the CJI, the Craig Jones Invitational.
So much drama.
It became a big drama because it was created and meant to be such. Craig Jones came into $3 million.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
All
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
So,
I heard about that.
So like we
He
said,
said it's
we're
his
not.
friend. He said it's his friend.
It's his friend, yeah. He got a millionaire friend, and
That's crazy.
He get him, and apparently it was planned to be happening over and over again. So we'll see what happens with that.
I wonder what they need to get. At what point, you know, do they need to have a certain number of ticket sales?
Yeah.
Do they
What's
need to have a certain
I don't know
whatever
because I don't
for
know
it to
because-
be enough to go on next year?
Or
is it like a popularity thing? Because
I think that it'll
that's
sell out.
Yeah.
It'll sell out. They're in the same arena that
The Thomas Mack Center.
Thomas Mack Center.
Yeah.
And ADCC went to T-Mobile Arena, which is bigger.
yeah,
Way more expensive. Yeah. So the whole thing is I'm sure that many people know, but I'll explain it anyway. The whole thing is that ADCC pays a lot of money for production and a lot of money for everything else, but they don't pay the athletes.
They got the Pride lady there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of course they do.
Drums,
Dude, is
like
that a lady? Is that
Metamoris.
actually a lady? I don't know.
The Pride lady?
Is it a lady or a guy?
Yeah.
How
I
is
thought
it?
it was
Is
a
I've heard
lady.
it is a lady.
Yes.
Have you?
I remember it
yeah,
from
yeah.
Pride.
I
but
was live
she's-
in Thomas Mack Arena when this happened.
Did you see her?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it, but I thought
I
it
think
was,
she has short
actually,
hair.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
actually thought it was a guy. Honestly,
But I think
honestly
she's
thought it was a
older.
guy with
It took
that
me a second too,
with
like,
that kind of voice, like
Yeah.
because it's the voice that does it, not the looks. Obviously, we don't even know what
The
what
production's
the person looks like.
whatever.
The production was not bad. They spent a lot of money on that shit, and Mo was saying that they.
I never went, so I don't have a real.
Apparently, Mo was saying that that's what Craig Jones was mocking him about. He was saying that he said, "Who is the best pyrotechnics guy in the United States?" And then boom, they hired the guy for that and whatnot. And
On TV, it didn't.
oh, dude,
I don't think it captured what it
you should
captured
have been
live.
there.
But you could see like the drums and you could hear
good.
it.
It was good. Yeah. On TV, it's like think about a concert on TV. You can see, but it
do
doesn't
they make
sound
more
the
money
same.
off of the TV audience watching it?
I don't think so because the TV was only on Flow Grappling. Flow Grappling
Right,
is
so
it
they're
was-
forcing you to get
Yeah.
that subscription.
But I
That's
don't
kinda
know.
like the model.
I've never looked at Flow Grappling subscription numbers. I'll look it up in a second when you two get into a conversation. But the thing is, I could have done this research if we had planned
If we
this
planned it.
conversation,
If we
but I
planned it
didn't
ahead of
plan it.
time.
I heard it. I have one
Notes
tab
for
open.
later. Notes for later.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Next time.
So here's the thing. I thought I'm gonna open a bunch of tabs about what I plan to talk about, and then I'm like, I got no plans. It says Google. Just say Google right here. That's it. I see important people always have those freaking laptops in front of them.
They're doing this. Like J-Rod.
My kid has a laptop. I brought it.
Jay Rodriguez, on his podcast, they have phones.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I wouldn't want to do that.
Oh, just like to.
That's what they're doing, like research.
Oh.
It's cool. It's cool if I wasn't using the phone.
Kind of limited right now.
I can't use my phone. And Sasha, if she starts using her phone, she's gonna get
It's
carried
too much
away.
for me. You know that. You know this.
She's gonna start sending memes and shit.
Ding, ding, ding.
But anyway, but what was I saying? I was saying about the
CJI?
oh yes. So no, as far as ADCC, ADCC is gonna. They were on their way to sell out, obviously, because they've been growing exponentially, like bigger. Like
they didn't sell out.
I mean, they did sell out last time, but I don't know about this time because a bunch of people were like
Did they do it at
selling their
T-Mobile last
tickets.
time, or did they do it?
They
at
did
Tom-
it in Thomas.
Oh, so they had to.
Now
so it's
Craig
bigger.
Jones did it in Thomas, and he's on his way to sell out, from what I understand. I mean, these brackets there are crazy. It's like
They're
the best of the best, you know.
It's very interesting the level of skill they took away from ADCC.
Yeah.
I mean, the winner of the CJI is going to have that $1 million, which is dope.
Oh wow.
But there's some long shots, but there are substantial guys.
Yeah.
To where it's like it's not ADCC legacy, but I still think it's.
Man, we were talking about that last time about
Right.
the legacy and all that,
Right.
and I told you, I mean, it's not the ADCC
They're
legacy.
taking a little bit away from ADCC,
But let me
and they made it way more fun, kind of. We'll see.
You know, here's the thing. There's a bunch of people in PFL and Bellator that won $1 million, I guess. I don't know about Bellator, but PFL.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
they won $1 million. And how many of them?
A couple of them have won it twice.
How many of them do you actually?
Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison. But we all knew her because of our interest in judo and stuff like
Right.
this. And then now she's in the UFC on top of it.
Right.
My point here is this.
Yeah.
After winning a couple of $1 million, she goes to the UFC to prove herself and all that stuff, right? So the point is this: how many of those other ones can you name? Because I can't. I just can't name them because I haven't really been watching it.
Yeah.
But I can name the UFC champions in every weight class, you know, going back whatever, you know.
Yeah,
So it's like, and the question is, which becomes more valuable? You winning $1 million as a legacy? Are
Or-
people going to remember you winning $1 million, or are they going to remember you winning
Or
the
your
prestigious
name. Yeah, like the title and the
tournament?
Yeah.
You know that's
Yeah.
kind of to take it from where we left off last time, but I think.
I wonder how much of that $1 million you actually take home too.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think
Do
about
they
that.
tax
Yes,
it?
you
Of course
do.
it
Yes,
is.
you tax it.
Tax like
Yeah,
30%?
Yes.
Oh, 30, you're lucky. That's $1 million we're talking about. We're talking about
Right.
What?
almost half of it.
Oh.
I don't know what
That's
the
gnarly.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
45% or something is the tax.
Wow.
I may be mistaken.
I know
I'm
it's
not
hot.
a doctor or accountant or a lawyer.
I know it's
I'm
hot.
not really any of those things. But I will give medical advice.
That is
I
right.
will do
Me
your
too.
taxes.
All of it.
I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you a law advice when you need it. Call me.
This was the guy.
1-800 count on me.
NYK. NYK.
And count on me all the way to county jail.
Exactly.
But the thing is, what is more prestigious to whom? Nicky Rod has a newborn. You think he cares about an ADCC title more than $1 million? I don't
Right.
think
Yeah,
so.
no.
Especially he has 2 silvers too.
On the flip side, you get a bunch of guys in ADCC that now have a much lighter job ahead of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And they are, when they win, it's gonna be like, hey, they just won ADCC, you know.
I mean, the lower bracket at
The lower bracket is still loaded.
Is pretty.
Really?
It's the same.
Thick.
It's the same as last time.
I just saw something today on it. It's thick.
That's what Danaher
It's
was saying
scary.
about Dorian Olivares, the guy from New Wave. He's going to be competing in that bracket where you have Diego Pato, you got all these guys.
Right.
It's crazy. That thing was the same last time.
Right.
It's a bunch
It's
of
badass.
Brazilians, a
Yeah.
bunch of young Brazilians. They know everything.
Right.
They-
Mika.
Mika is he's in a heavier weight
is he?
class. Yeah, he's in the bigger weight class, I believe. Yeah. These are the light guys. But with that being said, I think it depends on who you are and what matters more to you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think people will remember you for not for winning $1 million,
it's more
but
for the.
unless CGI becomes every 2 years thing or every year thing, then
That'll be
Why?
interesting.
Why would that make a difference though?
because here's the thing, we all know who not all of us, but we know some of the first ADCC champions. You know, the first ones that became ADCC.
For sure.
We know the
Yeah.
first UFC champions. We know, and then after that, maybe you can name anybody else, whoever competed. You can't really
Yeah.
remember. UFC is different because it was a small tournament, so you probably can name everybody if you're
Yeah.
like a big fan and stuff.
Right.
Okay.
But you do remember the first couple of champions, the first 3-4 champions. You do
Yeah.
remember the first couple of champions of ADCC. So because it became a thing, it didn't disappear. If it had disappeared,
Yeah.
by now you wouldn't know anything about anybody.
Right.
point.
That's a good point.
CJI takes off. Not only the money is big.
Wow.
The prestige comes with that too.
Yeah.
With the prestige comes from legacy, and now you have legacy.
Yeah.
I won
Yeah.
the first CJI. I made $1 million
Plus,
bucks.
it's got enough talent to where it's not just like it's not just a sideshow.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
There's-
not. It's definitely not a sideshow. It's going to be the main
Once
fucking show.
they've got those Rutolo boys,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, oh,
Well, the
they're
first ones that
Yeah.
signed up were the Tackett brothers.
Right,
So I was like,
and they're
that's
badass
like-
too.
Yeah, that's
How old are they?
oh,
They're young.
they're young.
Really?
They're in their early, like the Rotolos are 20 or something like this.
Yeah.
And the Tackett brothers are
The oldest one's like
the
20.
older one is
Oh,
25.
oh, they're
26.
babies.
Right,
They're young.
they're babies.
Yeah.
But they are so good
They're
that
so good.
they're top of the bracket. They would be like in their weight class. They would be the probably the favorites.
Wow.
The way they ran through those trials was crazy.
It's just
Crazy.
it's just with the two weight classes though.
That's the thing.
William Taggart's going to be in there
So
with Nicky Rod.
so
you know?
to explain
It's
what
like-
he means is
Yeah.
there's $1 million prize,
Okay.
but there's only 2 weight classes. So if you're it's
Oh.
80 kilogram and under.
Something like
Yeah,
that. I
let's
should
say
know. I
80
should know.
kilogram and under and 80 and above, which means that if you weigh
And there's a couple of monsters that are
65
in the lower one too. They really, it's interesting.
yeah, if you weigh 65 kilos,
Yeah.
right, and you go up against someone
like
who is
2.2
who is
multiplied.
80 kilos.
Okay. I was just like, let me
Aren't you
convert.
from Canada?
Yes. Why you gonna call me out like that?
Oh, you from Canada? Do they do that? You gotta throw an edit in there.
Wrong choice.
Kilograms something like this.
I almost expected you to say, yeah, but I lived in Minnesota.
Yeah, I told it that back.
Said, "God,
Dude,
aren't you from Canada?"
She started doing silent calculations. I'm just like, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Sasha looked like
You could feel it.
you see the Hangover? You see the
Of course I
Hangover?
did. Am I like Alan? I'm Alan, aren't I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Zach Galifianakis in Vegas, where he was going like doing the calculation.
Yeah.
Sasha doing the calculation.
That became like a meme.
Oh my gosh.
But you did see her
Welcome
trying, right?
to the wolf pack.
You saw her trying.
You could feel it because I was.
I want to watch this after that.
Your mouth
I
just
was
gets
like,
bigger.
should you say it? Don't be mansplaining. Don't be. I was like, that's good. Just,
No, I had a moment. I'm like, yo, just do me a favor.
How
man.
can
Just-
you not?
I'm just glad you were like, I know.
Oh no! I
Shut
was
up.
I was like this. I was like,
It's funny someone actually. It's funny someone actually thought of warning you that. I didn't even think about that.
what?
No. Mansplaining. About mansplaining.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Listen.
think about that because it's
Well,
like,
that's
what we
so-
do.
No.
No, it's not what we do.
I said no.
It's not what we do.
Back then.
It's kind of bad when
It's mansplaining is no good, kids.
it's no good.
No.
It's not cool.
It's not good. Yeah,
it's not good.
yeah, don't do it.
But sometimes it's a fine line. Like that was a fine
Oh,
line.
that was a fine line. But
That's why I
we crossed it though. I
Plus,
was
it's on
like,
video for the internet to know forever.
yeah. But looking at the footage, you could tell my
But-
eyes. I had watery eyes. I was like, this.
I did the math in my head real quick. I was like, you know
the
what?
Equations.
I think it won't come off as mansplaining.
No.
Because I'm just gonna just throw it out there.
That's
I'm like,
right.
It's 2.2.
But then I clutched, like,
then she was like,
and I was
thanks.
like,
okay, cool.
there we go.
Cool.
So it's kilograms, man. What are you doing?
Let's kill again.
Let me.
We're going back to the weight classes.
If you want to see that, just go back a little bit. But I'm gonna replay it for you right now.
That tangent.
I'm gonna replay it for you right now.
You
If
gotta
you
put the
weigh
calculation.
65 kilos,
Yeah.
right, and you go up against someone
That's like
who is
2.2.
who is someone
That's like
who is
2.2.
who is someone who is 80 kilos.
Okay, I was just like, you gotta put the calculations, edit it.
2.2 kilos.
2.2.
Totally knew that.
We're gonna edit it.
Edit all this shit.
That was a tangent.
The raw files are the actual files you're watching. The raw files. You know, there's no editing in this thing.
Like we just got off on an exit. It
That
just
was true. We never went back.
We gotta back up. We gotta back up.
You know that meme? You know that meme that you're driving on the freeway and then there's an exit?
Like that exit went to nowhere.
Bad.
We gotta back up to get back on the highway.
You gotta back up.
I'm gonna say I'm
You're
gonna
the
say
straight guy.
it again. What
Get
were we
us
talking
back on the
about?
highway. Well, how did we get
screwed
off
it up.
there?
We gotta get
ADCC.
back.
Well, you're
The weight
mansplaining.
classes.
That's how we got.
Oh, mansplaining 2.2 kilo. Oh, two weight classes.
Two weight classes.
Two weight classes. Okay,
two weight
so
classes.
15 kilos difference is
Okay.
about 30 pounds.
It's a wild card because there's some big
So
guys.
more than 30 pounds. Actually, it's about 2.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicky Rod is probably like one of the biggest. What is
Nicky
he
Rod
like?
is in the upper weight class.
Right, but what I'm saying is
he's like
I'm
220,
just trying to give an
230.
example of like what the highest of the weight class
Yeah.
was going to be.
I mean, Victor Hugo is bigger. He's like 260, I think.
Ooh,
And he's
260.
there.
That's big.
that's big.
And
But
it's
it's gonna be-
three 5-minute rounds
Ooh.
with
I don't know.
With a-
Oh no! How the rules are?
the CJI.
They're gonna be in a pit. First of all, like
They're
have
going
you
to be
seen the
like
Karate Combat?
No, what's
You
that?
haven't seen the Karate
no,
Combat?
I haven't seen Karate Combat.
It's
Listen,
It's just there for show. It's just there for show. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. You can't touch
It's watch this. You have instead. It's like we're not. This is not going to be a very productive podcast.
It's a prank. There's a shock on it. It's a shock on it.
You gotta drive us on the highway. Karate
Oh my
Combat.
God.
Karate Combat,
Okay,
bro.
that's right.
It's a pit. It's a
Okay.
pit. It's like this. It's
There's like 45 degree
45 degree
banked walls.
Oh.
mat walls, yeah. And
oh.
they're about this tall, maybe. I don't know how tall. No, maybe taller. I don't know how tall they are
I'm
because
not sure how tall. That's
kinda-
like 4 feet, maybe,
4 or 5 feet or something.
Yeah,
like this.
okay.
It's like you.
at a
like-
45 degree angle.
At a 45. So what happens is
So you can end up on the wall doing stuff.
Oh,
It's interesting.
shit. Oh.
Yeah.
it's kind of it brings a
Yeah.
different kind of dynamic because
It's
you
like a
can't
whole
do
other
all these
dimension.
wall get-ups and all that stuff. Actually, Craig Jones utilized it against Philip
Philly
Rule.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He utilized against
Yep.
him.
Triangle.
He got him in a position where he could throw a triangle, like a flying triangle.
Yeah, yeah.
But instead of throwing his legs in the air and landing,
Yeah.
he actually put one foot on the wall and then.
Oh, no
So it was
kidding.
really nice.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
I just watched it a couple days ago.
I'm gonna actually add a picture on the thing later on for of
But
that
it adds a
specific-
whole other dimension.
Yeah.
And I'm sure with like the
The rules might change too from ADCC, but they're gonna keep it pretty close, I think.
I think
as far
there's
as-
3 5-minute
3-5 minutes.
periods with time in between.
Probably.
For
Could
some
be.
reason.
It could be. I like the.
Just
I
because I,
like
was
the.
watching some of the B Team YouTube and they were in like camp.
Yeah.
So they had part of the team was in camp for CJI and then part was for ADCC. So he was kind of switching the
Yeah,
rules,
yeah.
but he would say it, and I might be wrong a little bit,
But
but that's just what it
I'm
seemed.
actually a big fan of those 5-minute rounds for grappling. Like there is a promotion right now that there's some money behind it, and I think it's Abu Dhabi. Yeah, ADXC Extreme Club, Abu Dhabi Extreme Championship Extreme Club. It's like ADCC.
It's grappling?
Huh?
It's just grappling.
Yeah.
Grappling, but they do in a cage. They do 3 rounds, 3 5-minute rounds. there's gi and no gi matches.
That's
And
interesting.
they do, and you can see that the MMA guys that get invited, they fucking go for they double blast you and shit, and they go for the wall, and then they work the wall, and then you see some of the jiu-jitsu guys and gals, they don't know what to do when they get to the wall, and then you see
that's
like,
cool.
so
Right?
I mean, I assume that you do some training, but I think it requires, it kind of, you really have to get away from some of your jiu-jitsu habits. If you get taken down on the wall and really train for that, because this is a specific segment of MMA that you don't see anywhere else. You don't see that elsewhere. And when you do the grappling on the wall, let's say there's no punches and knees and stuff like this, right? When you do the grappling, it's different. You know, I don't know if you've ever done that, but if your head is here on the wall and you close your guard, you're just stuck there. You're not going to be able to submit anybody. You're just
power.
stuck there. You know, open guard, close guard, you're pretty much stuck. So you can, the wall is on this side. Your back is like parallel with the wall. Now you can start climbing up and all that. But it's not something that a jiu-jitsu guy would do.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to train on the wall, and you could see the lack of experience in the first couple of promotions. I watched the first couple of them, and then there's another one that just came out. I think I didn't watch this one. But
It's similar
but they're
to the
interesting
pit,
matches.
but different.
Yeah. So the pit is going to be similar, but a little bit.
They kind of make it so that you can't really go out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's what I
So
like
like the
about
boundary
it.
that it's like
Yeah,
close,
you can't.
or just
you
it
can't
just
get
go.
out of bounds.
You can't go. You would have to go up and over it,
But you can't. Yeah.
but you can't.
Oh, here is this recent?
Well, because ADCC,
the pit?
The Karate Combat was the first I've
Karate
ever
Combat?
really
Karate
seen
Combat,
of it.
yeah.
Oh,
But the thing about ADCC that many people are criticizing ADCC for, I want to hear your opinion on that too, is that they would go out of bounds. Now, think before you answer, because none of us like that thing of out of bounds. But think before you answer, think about the IBJJF rule, where they go out of bounds for different reasons, right? So when you
They try to keep the movement going in ADCC
in
now,
ADCC, what they do
which is cool but weird.
yeah, if you start getting a takedown or something and we roll out of bounds,
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you hit the tables.
They
you know,
keep
they just
going.
keep going. Yeah,
Really?
dude, it's
They don't
crazy.
stop it?
It's crazy. I
keep-
remember Felipe Pena got
It's-
his ribs injured.
It's
on
kind
the
of
table,
cool,
yeah.
but it's dangerous and it's not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
It's not really cool.
oh,
But
So-
it kind of looks cool. 'Cause it's like they keep going. I mean,
yeah. And they
there's
don't
no.
stop it.
Yeah.
It's extreme.
I saw a
but
TV monitor fall.
it's dangerous.
So is it the
last-
time?
And one guy usually will try to stop and then
Yeah.
get mad because the other dude keeps going.
Wow.
And I get it. You don't know when to stop.
Yeah. I was gonna ask
Well,
that.
the ref
Well,
stops
when-
you. That's it. The
Yeah,
ref will stop.
but if you're past the ref, I mean,
Yeah, what if you're-
I've seen him go like deep into the crowd before,
Oh,
and then
oh,
one guy
they don't
like,
stop it?
No, and then one guy will get behind him, and the other dude's like,
No
dude,
kidding.
What
There's
they do is
people-
they
What?
stop. They put him back on the mat in the position that they stopped him in.
Okay.
But if they're scrambling,
Yeah.
it's hard to
They don't
figure
stop
out.
them.
Oh, what the
exactly
position, like,
right.
or how
they
they-
wait
yeah.
until they wait until one of them establishes a position.
Oh.
and it's not
any-
clear cut.
any-
It's
yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
It's
And then it's like
interesting.
it's interesting,
Yeah.
but it's dangerous and it's
It's
kind
super
of
dangerous.
and it's pointless. It's pointless because from this
I
perspective,
think
from
they
this
try to
point of view,
make it
that
exciting.
exciting, but
Yeah.
that whole rule where let
Because
them
remember
let
they
them
used to
play
do
out
the
of
whole,
bounds.
They used to do
Yeah.
that pull thing,
Yeah.
which is cool, but
What's the pull thing? What would they?
they would stop you as
Yeah.
soon as you got close to being out of bounds or just out of bounds, and then the position would be complicated
Yeah.
enough to where
Yeah.
they would just bring in another guy. IBJJF even still does
IBJJF
that.
doesn't,
And
yes.
they would
Oh.
pull.
They
the
literally
dudes
drag
in the
them
same
in the
Oh,
middle
actually.
of the mat. Yeah.
Oh,
They-
no kidding.
while you're holding on
Yeah,
to
you're like
guys.
this, and then like.
I've
Yeah.
been pulled like that in a tournament before. I mean, it's
Really?
interesting,
Yeah, yeah.
but sometimes it gets super complicated, and
Yeah.
even that disturbs the,
Yeah, yeah.
the dynamic
Absolutely,
between the two
absolutely.
dudes.
Because look, if you're passing the guard and you pass my guard, and you go to the side control and you put your weight down on me, and I'm like gassed out of trying to prevent the guard pass.
100%.
And you establish the position, and now the referee says, okay, freeze.
Stop right
freeze.
there.
We're gonna
Yeah.
reset.
Oh,
We're gonna
really?
reset
Yeah,
in the
you're
middle.
You're like, you can't.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're gonna reset in the middle, and I'm like. That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what I needed. I needed about 15 seconds of
Right.
breathing.
Yeah.
We reset in the middle. I mean, I'm still in the same bad position.
Yeah.
But I'm not gassed anymore.
No, you have the
And
time
he's
to
not
breathe or to
pressing on
recover.
you.
So
Right.
He got a breath from that. He got
Yeah.
That was the thing with
Oh.
IBJJF though, is the problem is also that they would play the rule and they would run out of bounds, and then they would like they get like what do you call it? Sometimes they would just reset them on their feet if it's not. So what the biggest, I think the biggest issue with IBJJF was, I go for a takedown on you and you're by the boundary, and I go for a takedown and I'm going for the double, and maybe I got the double, maybe I'm in the air, but I'm out of bounds already, and then they reset us back on the feet. But in reality, I'm getting that takedown.
Yeah.
We started inside, but there is a fine line between when did the takedown start. And they say, you know what? We're not reviewing anything. There's no video. We're just gonna restart. The referee, whatever the ref decides.
It's like
And it's like it's
That's
one,
what happened to
one
me in the
person
Worlds.
deciding. Yes.
That's what happened to me in the Worlds.
Yeah.
Really?
When
You told me.
it was a double. I started from the inside and took him out. Now I did get rewarded an
advantage or something.
I got an advantage, but I also lost by an advantage. And if I would have gotten those 2 points, I would have.
Yeah.
I would have won.
Yeah, because
It's just, and at that point, the guy was like, "Oh, he's going to shoot on me. He's going to shoot me out
Big
of
difference.
bounds." And then he,
Don't
and that's when
forget,
he started
don't
pulling
forget,
guard.
you would have ended up on top.
Right.
It's not just the points.
Right.
You would have taken him down, and then maybe during the takedown, you would have guard passed.
Who knows?
Also, it's not just one advantage or 2 points. It's 2 points, perhaps with a guard pass involved. Maybe take the back or something, let's say, or go to the mount. Whatever the case is, you would have scored more.
That's the cost.
And you would have been on top.
That's the cost of turning something into a sport
Yeah.
and having to civilize something and be like, these are the bounds. These are the boundaries.
Okay.
That's why the pit is so revolutionary.
wrestling,
that's the idea.
So
Okay, yeah.
wrestling,
It takes the out of bounds out of it and still keeps it civilized.
Yeah, that it's not.
It keeps it, okay, it's just this area.
Yeah.
You can't get out. Which will, I mean, it looks good with karate combat.
Yeah.
why not make it this way? If they're just like the freestyle rules, you go for a takedown, but you end up pushing them out of bounds, and you
get a
finish,
point.
you complete the takedown, you get a point. One
For
point
pushing them
instead
out
of
of
2.
bounds?
Yeah, in freestyle. Yeah, if they're on their feet. If I'm on my knees and you drive me back, then we're grounded, so there's no point. You don't score. But
And then sometimes it depends if you start
Yeah.
a takedown out, depending upon how you land.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can get-
Oh, yeah,
You
that
can,
depends on-
you can get the takedown points, or you'll just get a push out.
push out, yeah. It depends where the takedown starts.
Right.
If it starts inbounds, and it's very like detailed rule. But if it starts inbounds and it ends out of bounds, but the takedown itself, like I initiate the takedown, I'm already taking you down, and you turn so you avoid being on your back.
Did you watch the Olympics?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that too, but something
There's a lot
specific.
of interesting fights, dude.
Yeah, there was, but yeah. So back on track to we talked about the we spoke last time about ADCC and CJI, and I think that kind of answered which is bigger and which one I would do. I told you.
Yeah. I still think I would do ADCC.
Yeah, that's what I
Still?
thought.
You
That's
think?
probably what I would have done too, given the opportunity, of course. But that's also because, right? I don't have we don't have a realistic perspective.
Sure.
What do you mean?
Well,
I'm not an
these guys
athlete
are
enough to
these
do
guys are
that in real life.
These guys are professional
No,
competitors.
They have a real choice to make.
to actually go, whether it be
That's what he was.
or
He was making a point that these guys genuinely believe, each and every one of them genuinely believe that they
Yeah.
can win that $1 million.
yeah, the ones compete.
Now we know, as spectators and as someone, we know that how much the odds are stacked against certain people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even from the first
Some
round.
of them, I think, do believe they can 100% win.
Yeah, I think
Some of them know they're not going to win. Luke Rockholt knows he's not going to win.
Man,
Why?
He's
everybody.
but you get $10,001 for showing up, which is
Oh, you
cool.
do? I didn't know
I don't
that.
think Luke Rockhold is there for the 10,001. I think
I don't think he's there to win.
he's.
He's there to compete.
Yeah.
Be a part of something cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
something big.
But he's fodder.
Speaking of, yeah, I mean,
Whoever goes against him, I will say, even though I have a weird thing with Luke Rockhold, it's going to be interesting.
you do have a thing.
More than likely, it's
Yeah.
going to be an interesting fight. I think he's going against. I want to say he's going against Jason Nolf.
Let me use
First
the-
round.
I'll use the computer.
Use the computer.
Yo,
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. They're
No, it's not going Jetson. No. Is it?
I think so. I might be wrong. I watched a couple of.
Hold on, I might need to call Albert to find out the password of this thing.
That would be funny.
Yeah, that would be funny. Intermission.
That'd be so funny.
He's sleeping already. That's why I'm using his computer. He doesn't need it.
He wakes up and he's like, hey!
Look at that. I still have the search history from last episode.
That's funny.
Hold on. We're looking at the brackets of.
Do you watch like any like professional sports that you
brackets.
train?
Muay Thai, yeah, like one championship, right? Like I really like.
One is good. I'm gonna ask you.
I love one champion. Oh yeah, they're
Dude, I was
great.
watching that dude John Haggerty.
Oh my god,
The general?
yes, I love John Haggerty.
I don't mean to mock Rod Tang, but when you say Haggerty, that killed me.
Listen,
That shit killed me
like
when
that
he yelled,
UFC kid's
when he
like,
called him out.
I'm like,
Which one? Wait, what was it? What was it?
I'm like, stop it.
Wait, what was it? The
Raul Rosas. He goes,
you have to play it.
it's way cringier,
Yeah.
but way cooler when he does it.
Okay,
It's both.
Okay, it's both at the same time.
At the same time.
Oh, see, that takes some talent.
At the same time.
You go through the motions.
All right,
He's excited. He's an exciting
He's
fighter.
exciting. Yeah.
I think his brother's about to start fighting too.
How old?
They're young.
Really?
He's not 21.
No.
He might be like 19.
Ooh.
He's a baby.
He's a baby. He's super young.
And it's so funny, you can tell like when he's lost one, but he's won I think 2 or 3.
Okay.
But
On Muay Thai?
when they put him on no, he's a UFC
Oh,
fighter.
okay.
When they put a mic
Yeah.
in front of him, he just sounds like such a baby.
Really?
It's so funny.
Oh, he's a beast, but then when you're just like, hey,
He's like, oh, but you're 18.
it makes you think twice. You're kind of like,
Look, his mustache is like Albert's mustache. I'm like,
You're like,
okay,
Albert, man. Okay,
It's,
you know.
I see it.
You're like, I see you now. And he's like standing there. He's like,
Growing up slowly.
I'm proud. I remember the day.
Like, oh, bro,
But I'm like,
yeah.
dude, you're a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Like, you won't fuck with him, you won't mess with him, but he's
insane.
like a baby.
Like, his body is still changing, and he's like in shape,
Oh.
but he still has like a.
Is it like,
It's still, and he's like in shape.
Yeah.
But you can just tell.
You can
he's
tell it's
not-
still-
He's still becoming a man.
yeah, it's not to the point where it's like,
Yeah.
looking
Dude.
like a bag of rocks.
Check this out. Tyro Tolo is going against Jason North.
Okay, I messed it up.
Like how? I mean, this is incredible.
Sorry, internet.
You want to watch? You want to watch both of these
Be
guys?
gentle with me.
Yeah.
Whether you're watching in the future or whatever.
Give this guy a break,
I
man.
knew Jason
He helped me out with a kilogram.
Roberto Jimenez is going against Jones Leary. Lucas Barbosa is going against Kenta.
Oh, I thought he was going against Nicky Rod. Who's Nicky got first?
Give me a second. I'm not there yet.
He said slow down. He said slow down.
Andy Varela.
He said easy.
We have slow internet
He said
here.
take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it
easy.
Andy Varela is going against Joseph Chen. This is going to be a firecracker.
Oh.
Kate
Who do you have
Rotolo.
for that? Who do you like with that? Slow down. Slow down.
You know what?
I've got to go with Joseph Chen.
I want to know what the
Chen?
rules are. I want to know what the rules are, but I think
Okay.
Andy Varela will take Joseph Chen.
Do you?
I think so.
Did they go before?
I can't remember. I want to know what the rules are, to be honest with you. I'll check it out right now. But Kate Rotolo is going against Mateus Diniz. Please.
He's going to take his lunch.
Oh my God, he's going to take his lunch money.
Mateus
Oh, there's no
Diniz-
competition there?
Mateus Denise is bigger, right?
He's
big.
How big?
Mateus Diniz is definitely over 80 kilos, but he cut some
He's gonna
fucking weight
cut.
to get.
To get in there.
Oh.
See
And
what
then-
I'm saying?
and-
It's like interesting.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
interesting
with the-
because
yeah.
he cut because it's like, you know, he's
Just
not
like
the
a
heaviest
UFC guy.
He's
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
biggest
they
guy.
cut, right?
So he's
not the
going to like
biggest
try
guy.
to weight bully some of these kids a little bit.
Oh.
But guess
But
who's
those
going up
kids-
against? That fucking the other champion, Kate Rotolo, is gonna
Those
bully
dudes,
him.
those kids don't get tired though.
Renato Canuto is going against
the other
Rutolos?
one? Yeah.
Tommy Langecker.
Oh.
I mean, they're favored to win. They're
two other
they're in the same.
Nicky
they're-
Ryan is
they're in
against
there
Andrew
together.
Tackett. First round.
See, I really like Nicky Ryan, but that's
Going
gonna
for
be
Nicky Ryan?
a tough fight
With both
against
of them?
Andrew,
Andrew Tackett.
the younger one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's -80.
Oh,
Plus 80.
What's super cool is they're putting this is going to be free on YouTube.
Ooh, that's even better.
I know.
It's gonna be. It's
I
gonna.
don't have to beg you guys, like, please.
Me too. I'm going to be at work.
That's right.
It's gonna be free on YouTube, and the tickets, the proceeds from the tickets are gonna be donated.
Oh, no kidding.
So it's all charity.
It's all charity.
Yeah. Oh.
And he's been doing like this whole media tour thing. I've watched a couple of them where he's gone over and
Yeah.
with kids and Bali and stuff. It's super sweet. It's super cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, it's a nice thing he's doing for the.
It is.
for the athletes.
Yeah. And the community.
Yeah.
And it makes jiu-jitsu look cool.
You know what? My only thing is, I want to see that thing happen again. I want it to be a success, and I want it to see happen again. Not because I want to see ADCC fail. I love ADCC, but because I want to see. I want to see more events like that. Yeah. And even if it's not at the same time as ADCC, you know, they did it at the same time so that these athletes cannot compete.
Like
in the
next
ADCC.
time, if it goes again, I bet you it won't be on the same weekend.
Why?
Because there's no need for direct competition anymore. They made their point and they're successful.
Oh, and they
to
were
the
already
point.
established that they don't need to.
So they can do it again. I don't
Yeah.
think they would want to be that hostile to ADCC because it's going to hurt the fans. Because
I think
fans have to choose at the end.
between the.
I think
Now they
that
could be at it could be at
has
the
to
one
be-
spot bootlegging it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the same though, right?
No,
Or it's like, yeah.
I mean, fans have to choose, but the fans have to. It's free market, and essentially, you go for what you're interested in, right? So.
yeah, but you're going to want to see both of those. I'm just saying, if it works out to where they're going to have it again, it's proven itself successful to the point where they don't have to do it on the same weekend right down the street from ADCC.
No, that's probably true.
Now they're kind of doing it to be like in your face, you know. And I think it was a good strategy.
Yeah, that. I mean, that's why it was done this way. So to prove a point, more so than anything else. That's why the $10,001.
Yeah.
Because ADCC pays for first place $10,000
For first place?
for first place. Yeah.
Oh.
And they have more weight classes
They're
too and
paying
stuff. But
anybody to show up.
ADCC?
No,
ADCC
Craig
doesn't.
Jones.
Yeah.
Oh.
Craig Jones. If
Okay,
you show
Jones.
up,
Oh, then you automatically.
right.
$10,001
Why one and one?
So it's
to
more.
make it $1 more than to
Actually,
make it more than.
To make it $1. Like the Price is Right
No
thing,
kidding.
remember?
$1. That's right.
Yep.
Under 100.
I love
So when
that.
there's $1,
It's
they're
just
like
so spiteful.
two. Oh,
It's
for
so
sure. They look at each
spiteful.
other. You're like, that's right.
And I was like, is that a
Okay.
beer? Like, this ain't Joe Rogan yet, fool. We're not Joe Rogan.
I'm joking. IPAs. Like, oh, all right. What's
You
that?
got an IPA in here?
We don't have the license to sell.
That's right.
the,
I was about to say, Pete, I don't know what.
we don't have the
Eat your
license.
watching. Some water.
Shout out, Pete.
Shout out, Pete.
Uprise MMA.
Uprise.
About jiu-jitsu, whether it's gonna work for you on the
Oh, what's
street.
realistic in the street? Street fight. Street fighting.
Yeah.
What doesn't work and what works?
There's a bunch that there's a difference. There's a bunch that work or not. But like an example, like the Olympics. One of the things that I
Yeah.
think is weird about the Olympics, like the Olympics turned Taekwondo. Oh. Did you watch any of that?
Into breakdancing
A little
and
bit.
vice versa.
Oh my God!
It was so.
You can't see it, but it's so funny.
It was they're like butterfly kisses, but with their feet.
Oh, it looks like a seizure. It looks like a seizure.
And what I'm saying is I bet you when Taekwondo was first in the Olympics,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know this, but I bet it was not like
No,
that. I
of
bet
course
you
not.
that happened as they started
Neither was judo.
scoring it. Judo.
Judo.
Judo's a perfect example because I know
They-
for a
they
fact
changed the rules.
they've changed the rule to make it more
To make it more.
entertaining for the
Entertaining,
audience.
eye-pleasing, I guess.
Really? Like
I mean,
watering
even
it
they've
down.
done it with wrestling, but
Yeah.
I think with wrestling it's worked.
I mean,
Like with the 1 point, the push out.
you know, I've spoken to a lot of wrestlers, and I mean, a lot. I've spoken to wrestlers. None of them even watch Greco-Roman, man.
Okay, I've never
watch Greco-Roman either.
I've never watched it until this Olympics because I had an app and I could watch whatever I wanted. I could watch everything.
Dude, the Olympics wrestling.
watch
Oh, you watch it.
Everything.
Oh.
You
And
gotta-
it was weird I saw a couple of matches that some craziness, exciting happened.
Yeah.
But ultimately,
It was like
it's what we thought about it when I was younger. When I did wrestle, we were like, it's half a sport.
half a sport.
And it's kind of like
Why?
boxing.
Because it's only the upper body.
Yeah, it's kind of like boxing
There's no
compared to
attacks
kickboxing.
underneath the waist.
Really?
Yeah, it's called a leg foul. Like if I touch your leg, it's a
then
foul.
oh no kidding.
Yeah, so that's why they do all this.
But you can use you can't trip either, but you can use your legs to help yourself flip somebody over, right?
Right,
Something
you
like
can't
that.
attack.
You can't attack.
They're below the waist.
Below-
Even like from the parterre, like it's different because as soon as they
can. I
they
noticed from
come
the
to
part there,
they come to the
can't.
top, they won't even
what
like
do they
lay
do?
on the dude.
Yeah.
Like in
You
freestyle
can't leg
from the
lace,
parterre,
obviously, yes.
they'll lay on the dude
Yeah.
because they can attack the bottom parts. They'll
Yeah.
try to attack the hips or the gut.
Yeah.
But the parterre for the Greco-Roman is totally different.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was interesting, but it gets hard to watch unless you're really, really used to it. Because I saw this one match where this dude was jumping around.
What do you mean?
Like he was jumping on top of the dude.
Oh.
And the dude wasn't having it. The dude caught him and was like, boom, and it was over.
Well, did you see
I
that?
think it was a dude from Japan.
The-
He was like not messing
Speaking of
around.
Greco-Roman, the Cuban,
I was like, oh.
Shit. Dude, I want to see that.
But the dude that lost, he did it a couple of times. And one time, I think he was losing, and then he did some craziness and got like 1 point. So now he's like, I'm gonna spam it.
Yeah.
And the
He's gonna
Japanese
continue
dude
that.
was like,
he's like, no. This man.
spam this motherfucker.
and as soon
So
as
one
the dude
movie, no.
jumped, dude, he just
Spam it.
caught him.
Oh.
And was like, okay, I'm gonna take you. Boom!
Did you see the Cuban
was
guy?
it.
The
Cuban
Cuban
guy?
OG? Yeah.
No.
5
Wait, what happened?
Olympics.
5 gold Olympic,
5
5 Olympic
gold
golds.
medals.
No.
That's 20 years.
What?
20 years of Olympics for him.
No one will ever
20?
break that.
Wow. Wait, what did he do?
I don't see anything like
He
that.
was in 5 different Olympics and won the gold medal.
Oh my
He
God.
retired after this one.
He took his shoes off. It's
He's done.
like an emotional thing that wrestlers will do. They leave their shoes on the mat
Yeah.
when they retire.
Wow.
But after, dude, 5 golds, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
Probably
It's-
That's
wearing
amazing.
the cheapest pair you own so you can leave it on.
You know, Tony Ferguson just leave one shoe on the mat.
Did you see that? I don't know. In one glove, yeah. This is the one.
Look, let me tell you this. I used to watch Chael Sonnen a bunch, and then he got in a beef with Ariel over something, over Francis Ngannou, and he kind of made me mad a little bit, so I had to give him a break. With that being said, he made a mention about that last Tony Ferguson fight, and he took it so seriously. But I kind of have to agree with what he said. He said Tony Ferguson double-crossed everybody. First of all, after he lost the match, and he lost in a bad way, he looked bad. Michael Chiesa got on the mic and was like, "Hey, this is Tony Ferguson's mic. Thanks for coming out, guys. Love you." And just gave the mic to Tony Ferguson. Everyone's like, Tony Ferguson is going to retire.
Yeah.
There's no reason why he should be getting the mic. This is Chael Sonnen, and Chael Sonnen, when he's telling the story, you know, he's so articulate and passionate,
emotional.
and he's just getting mad, and I'm like, oh, that's right, because I watched it live.
Yeah.
So Tony Ferguson gets on the mic after getting beaten. So don't be having fun on the mic. Retire, because that's what everyone wants you to do. This dude just gave up the mic. He's like in his hometown, this other dude, something like that. Anyway, Tony Ferguson gets on the mic, just starts. I'm gonna put one down, and just took all this fake kind of shine, and Chael Sonnen was just like, that was a double cross.
Yeah.
That was bad, man.
He was like, it sucked. It was bad that he did it, and he was
Yeah.
like, Dana White. And when he said this, I was like, oh, I bet you he's right. He was like, the UFC will not give him another fight ever again because of how he acted on the mic that day. And I was like, that was interesting.
Isn't it easier to just fucking retire and then unretire?
Dude, of course. Of course. But he's like, I don't want to fight anywhere else. You know, and he's delusional at this point. He needs help.
Man, he's lost how many? 7 in a row? 6?
I think it's 8 in a row.
8.
I think it's 8.
Nobody in their right mind is anymore
It's
in
the
the
record.
UFC.
It's the record.
That's the record.
It's the record, dude.
You know why it is a record?
Because they keep giving him fights.
They keep giving him fights. That's why. Because the UFC would have cut anybody else by now.
But because it's him that...
Well, I mean,
My thing is,
Does
I
he
wonder
make money
how
for the
many
UFC?
fights does he
Yeah,
have
yeah.
on his contract left?
Yeah.
well, that's another
If
thing.
he's lost
Yeah, if
8
it's
fights
in a row.
he hasn't gotten. You figure, in the last 8 fights, it wasn't like he had a contract negotiation talking about I want to put me on a 10
He's
fight
like, you know what?
contract.
Yeah, or he lost 4 and then he's like,
So what does he
I
have,
promise
like-
I'll do better in my next fight.
Right.
I promise,
He's like,
guys.
I wonder where we're at with that.
That's a good question, man. I don't know if he has no lease. He's on a month-to-month contract. They just look at the numbers he made.
I don't think he makes a lot of money,
No.
dude. He can't make a lot
Yeah,
of
how much
money.
do you think he made?
What
He's
I'm
probably
saying
the
is,
best paid loser. And as a loser,
what I'm saying is he
someone who loses
doesn't make
fights.
UFC a bunch of money. It's not like Conor.
Yeah.
not
Conor
as
is
much.
a loser that makes the UFC a
But
bunch
makes
of
the money,
money.
yeah.
He's a
Makes a lot.
loser. He hasn't won in 100 years.
He hasn't fought in 100 years either.
Right.
He was about to fight 3 times. About.
Right. It just came
about.
out. He's not fighting in
Oh, he's not.
He's in rehab, bro.
he's not fighting the rest of
Yeah?
the remainder of
I
this
think
year.
so.
Dana White just said it.
I think he's in
Yesterday.
rehab or something.
Whatever, dude. He's a loser. I don't care about him. I don't want him to fight, but he's still like the whole Michael Chandler and him thing. It's sad at this point.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Michael Chandler, but I'm like, who still cares about Conor McGregor? He hasn't been
Apparently
magical.
everybody, dude, everybody wants to
Dude.
see him fight, win, lose,
Conor?
or draw. Yeah. That's why it's such a draw, man.
That's
Think
so
of-
weird.
think of-
People
Yeah.
are waiting to see John Jones lose. I get that. I'm one of them. Okay, and he's a special talent. Conor McGregor used to be a special talent, just like Tony Ferguson used to be a special talent. There's not that big of a difference in my book between Conor McGregor and Tony Ferguson. They've lost the main fights in the rear view. They haven't been great in a long. No one remembers when they were great. It was a long time ago.
you know
it
why
was like
people-
before COVID. You know what I'm saying? It was a different universe.
Different time, man.
Different
Prehistoric.
time.
It was way before COVID.
It was a different life
Yeah,
back
different life
then.
then.
I'm saying it was so different. I get people have nostalgia for things that were magical in the past. I get that. I'm like that too. But Conor it's been a long time, and he's been so nasty.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
With Dustin and his wife, and just saying the crazy stuff about Khabib and his dad. Dude, I've been against Conor for a long time because he was so nasty a long time ago. He continues to be nasty. I'm sure he loses a lot of his fans too, but he has
probably.
a whole bunch, and he's super rich. But who cares? Good, go live your life over there.
Yeah.
When was the last time he gave something to the MMA community other than some foolishness? The last time he was on, because he bought part of BKFC.
That's true.
He's like swigging a freaking
Oh yeah, I think I saw. Yeah.
in the middle of the ring, talking about American rock and roll.
Yeah, you're like.
Badass.
He said he was gonna fire. Did you watch Jake Paul and Mike Perry?
No.
They boxed, right? And Jake Paul beat him up, and he fucking beat him up.
He beat him up.
Actually,
Mike
Jake
Perry.
Paul?
Mike Perry did.
No, Mike Perry lost. Yeah, but I
He
mean,
lost. He did a great job.
He got beat up.
But Jake Paul only
Oh.
fights people that are younger than him
well, but
or smaller than him
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
okay, but check this
Older
out.
than
Mike Perry was the first guy that he beat who's an actually reigning champion. He's a reigning champion. of
Yeah, but
KFC.
he is. But he's way smaller, and it's a whole nother sport.
It is true. He's smaller. Did you see?
He's considerable smaller. That's
Actually,
like
well,
saying that's like
considerably,
you're smaller than me.
Oh.
Nah, it's not that much. That's like, come on, dude. We're talking.
It's fine.
Kind of close.
I don't know anything. You still might. beat me out. I'd have to.
My gloves are bigger than Sasha.
I I'm not.
And I'm not talking about my boxing gloves. My mitts, my winter mitts are bigger than you. Are you kidding me?
She's beating people up on the street.
Yo, you have to go.
Hey, why don't you tell us the story without incriminating yourself? Without incriminating yourself.
Tell that story.
The story. Yeah. So I was.
Good thing you didn't say which story, because
Which one?
I would have been like,
Allegedly.
Statute of limitations.
So, on the street, it was late at night, leaving up prize.
why don't we?
this is a
Why don't we
detective noir.
start this in a different way? Because it's late at night in the street.
Dark.
Shadows.
Why don't you tell
Nobody.
people what you do for a living before you say that, because it might be misconstrued what you just.
Very true. So I'm a Muay Thai coach, so a personal trainer. However, I was in this again. It was nighttime. Okay, the gym was closed. I was walking out. So as I walk, I walk past this guy. So it's a hobo, right? And then he kind of flinches. So he.
Was it like that?
It's totally like that. So the guy punched, and actually keep in mind too, I forgot. I went to the grocery store. I had groceries, right?
So were you like carrying?
Oh, I was carrying that shit. I was carrying groceries, and I had eggs, I had everything.
How were you
So
carrying them? Like
plastic?
this or like
Plastic
this?
or paper?
like this. Ooh, that's a good question. What do you think?
Plastic.
Mitsua.
It's plastic. You're right.
Plastic?
And then,
Mitsua?
Yeah. See?
That's a Japanese.
Japanese. They don't care about Japanese. Of course, it's plastic. They don't care about the earth. Do you see what they do to the whales and shit?
They're good at wrestling. They killed it. Anyway.
They've
They
killed a
won
bunch of
everything.
sharks to their fins too. Are you kidding me? Nothing against Japanese. We love
Their
Japan.
girls and dudes are gnarly with wrestling. Anyway.
They are.
They won
the
everything.
girls
Yeah.
especially.
The
Even though
girls
they got out
killed
wrestled.
it.
Yeah.
The
But
girls
I mean,
are red. The gnarly
That
wrestling.
one young
Oh.
girl, she's like
What?
12.
the
What?
Ja-
No.
She's like 19. She won her first goal.
big difference.
Really?
Big difference between 12 and
She
19.
like.
But she's
every
a
aspect.
little cutie.
Ah,
just-
Try to
those
say
are the scariest
that. Try to
ones.
say that about her if she's 12.
I might get the wrong. Did you see the
All
American
of a sudden,
girl?
she's 19.
She's actually 21.
Did you see the American girl that threw the girl and threw her on her head?
Oh,
What?
yeah, dude.
Wait, no.
Kennedy
Girl
Blade.
was- Yes.
Wait, what
Holy
happened?
shit. She suplexed
She had
and
like
she threw her on
like
her head.
a belly to back, like
Suplex, you know how
Yeah.
and the girl was
They,
like
they
hit.
took her in ER with a neck injury.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
I didn't follow up. I don't know what happened.
I saw it once. It was like I shut my eyes.
Wow. Wait,
And
this
the girl
is.
was done.
Do you hear about that boxing? I know it's detracting from the story, but the boxing match with that
You'll
girl.
tell it. You'll tell it.
I'll tell it. But
We'll build it up this way.
Oh,
that
we still
one-
have to
yeah,
get back
yeah.
to your story.
We'll build it up.
No,
We're building it
go back.
up.
We're building it up. This is the
Okay,
successful part. The boxing one with that girl. Like, remember? I think she's the other girl. There's some-
Algerian.
The Algerian one in the Olympics?
Yeah, is that the one where there was a debate about?
controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
controversy
guys
about
think about that?
It was interesting.
Did we talk about this last time?
I think we talked.
Oh, you
about
did.
it
Oh,
on that.
yeah.
I think that,
What's
yeah.
The woman. Was born a woman.
She was
Right.
She
born a
always
woman.
identified as a woman.
Yeah.
There's a certain case. It's like DSD.
DSD.
Yeah,
It's
something, yeah.
something difference of sexual.
No, you're born.
You had like, like she might not have had ovaries or something.
I don't know what it is.
There was
Or it's
something like that.
She's still,
but she was a
it's
woman.
still a woman.
At the end
but
of
a
the
little
day,
bit
at the end
different
of the day,
with,
she has elevated levels of testosterone because of that.
Okay.
She was
so
always
more-
a woman. She
right.
always had that about her.
But she just had higher levels of
It was just that
testosterone.
when it first came out.
I think her
it
puberty was different than a woman's
I
puberty
think
as
so
well.
too.
Oh.
So they say, well, she's a biological woman.
Yeah.
The biological woman is different than transgender woman, in which case
Right.
you're
Yeah,
a man who should not be
That was
competing
just
against.
that
Right.
was misinformation.
So
They
yes,
got-
that was a misinformation. By the way,
And
Okay, 'cause I saw
everyone was
that,
wrong
and
about
then,
it.
Yeah, I saw that.
A lot of people
online,
came
and I
out
was
and
just
talked.
by
like,
the way, fucking Algeria, in Algeria, if you're gay, you're probably dead.
You've got a death sentence.
Never
They don't mess
mind,
around
never
now.
mind trans.
Yeah?
In Algeria.
Never mind trans.
Right.
You're more than
Yeah.
dead.
That was one
probably
point that she
stoned
made.
before that.
oh.
Algeria is the last stronghold of ISIS currently.
They don't mess around.
They don't mess
Oh,
around.
wow.
They'll behead
Yeah.
you and stone your head after that.
So she was
For
like,
that
"This
shit.
is ridiculous," and
Right,
she has the
right.
whole world saying. Israel Adesanya had to
Yeah.
make like a "I'm sorry" video. A lot of
Yeah,
politicians
you know why?
didn't make "I'm sorry"
because
videos.
a lot of
Yeah.
because a lot of
But they-
people just went and they read something somewhere and they
My
decided.
roommate and I heard the bad news and just gossiped amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not like I have a whole bunch of other people be like, "Hey, I just heard this." Da, 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 da.
Right.
But the next day,
Yeah.
is
The
when
next day, everybody is issuing
that's when I
apologies.
found out it was crazy, and he was the
Oh.
first person I sent something to. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this was wrong."
Right.
Because then I finally did. I went back and did like some research.
Now, with that being said, let me tell you what I really think. Since you're asking what we think about it,
Yeah.
I think that if you have
Like elevated levels.
elevated levels of testosterone,
Yeah.
you have no business fighting with someone
Ah.
with people who are on a much lower level. Because if you think about it, we're looking at strength and size advantage, as if your strength and size advantage.
Okay, because of the testosterone, right? The
possessive.
levels
Yeah,
and then
possessive.
okay.
Yeah. So,
Even if it's like a natural thing.
I mean, it is natural. It is natural.
Yeah.
But you say, where do we draw the line? That's where we
That's
draw
like
the line.
that's like you know how
Test the
Bigfoot, you know how
testosterone
Andre the
levels.
Giant or Bigfoot
Yeah.
Silva. Remember him?
Yeah.
He
What
kept growing
Oh, it was like a genetic disorder or something.
until there was a certain point where he got like maybe
I
his
remember
pituitary whatever.
there was an issue
so
with-
they stopped. But in a case like him,
Yeah.
it's not the same. But it's like he has
I know what you mean, though.
extra too much.
Yeah.
But they let him fight.
Well,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
When it's natural, it's like I get what you're saying, but it would be hard to be like you can't play with everybody else. Why? Because your
Yeah.
testosterone is too high, ma'am. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, that's not my fault. I live somewhere.
You're not born this way,
I live
man.
some
Like,
way.
I'm sorry.
No, nobody says it's
Sorry,
your fault.
put a
I'm
little
a girl.
iron.
No,
That's what you said.
Ian, nobody said.
I'm a girl. What?
You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna cut this out. I'm a girl. What? And I'm gonna put it over something else.
Because you know what? If she said that to me, I'd be like, you know
Ian,
what?
I get it.
Especially if she's all 12 and going.
Yeah. She's like,
I
why can't I
wanna-
play with the kids?
Right, I just want to be a weightlifter. I can lift it up real strong, Daddy. I'm like, baby, you keep on lifting that. I'm gonna get you in the
That's
Olympics.
right,
I'm gonna
that's
get you in
right.
the Olympics, Daddy. I'm gonna get you a gold medal. All right.
All right.
Fast
we
forward
start
7
now.
years.
There you go.
Bro, she had a 9-5
She
record
can't be
before
in
she
the
got there.
Olympics
Fine.
because her testosterone's too
She
high,
had a-
Mr.
she had a-
Lewis. Bullshit. What? Excuse me? She's a girl? She's a young lady? That's my daughter? What did you say?
She can wear a dress and pants. When she gets married, she'll be wearing the pants in that
I'm
family
just
too.
saying, it's like, because
When she
apparently
gets married to another boxer.
there's no real specific test. I heard this woman talk about it. There's no
Okay.
real specific test
To
that-
measure
to say that you
or what?
to say that like you're pretty much your stuff is too high. You're not a man. Or
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
a woman.
No, I'm saying this.
I get what you're saying.
If you say it's not her fault, of course it's not. It's the same principle as if you take a medication and then you do a test and it turns out that it has some banned substances in the medication, and then
that's different.
oh
Because you already know this stuff is banned, so you should know what's in
no
your
no
medicine.
They're
no
not
it's,
to-
well no sometimes you don't.
I know it
That's what I'm
happened
saying.
one
Yeah.
time.
I mean it's
well,
happened.
It happens.
It's happened more than once. I'm sure.
It happened
because,
to Yoel Romero.
Well, yeah.
What?
Didn't he sue for $20 million?
He sued for 20 million.
And he got
won.
20
Wait,
million
what
from the
happened?
UFC.
I don't know
Yeah,
He won.
yeah.
What was it? I don't know.
There was
Yoel
a
Romero.
tainted supplement or something. They said that he'd done drugs,
And then he done like PED and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Oh, okay.
and they punished him for it. But come to find out, it was in his supplement.
Oh, and then he got. So he won. You said.
He got
Come on,
exonerated.
yeah.
He sued.
But if you think about it, how many people have lost fights and then they're like we were talking about last time, Usman Nurmagomedov that got he couldn't fight the final.
Oh right.
Remember
right, Bellator.
of Bellator because he
Right.
got he took something that he was not aware of.
Right.
Oh.
So it's like this. It's like just ignorance of the law doesn't mean that you're not
Right.
liable.
Yeah.
And so it's like
Ignorance of
it's-
the law is no excuse usually.
No, you don't know how the law works. It doesn't mean you should be. Just because you don't know the speed limit doesn't mean you should be driving 95, right?
Right, you're still in trouble.
That's what I meant.
Right,
Yeah,
ignorance is no
ignorance,
excuse.
ignorance is not. Yeah,
Okay,
it still means
right.
you're liable, right?
Yeah.
Right, you're
So,
still right.
so it's like I don't know what I said. I'll watch it again. we're recording it. So, but the thing is that it's the same thing. You know, you took a substance without knowing about it. That doesn't exonerate you, but you know, it's kind of like, okay, we'll cut you some slack. Maybe we'll do it.
Right.
We'll make it good.
Right.
And it's the same thing with the testosterone. You know. Now I don't know because this lady had a 9-5 record before the freaking
fight?
Olympics or something like this.
Okay, there's a
And she
story
fought
there.
women to get 9-5 record.
Wait, you're talking about
The one the
Yeah.
Okay, she also, I heard, the governing body, like like UWW is the wrestling world governing body.
Yeah.
The governing body for boxing apparently is,
Don't they have like 1 million federations?
yes, but there's one that like.
Oh, you're talking about the
handles
one
it.
in Russia?
One in Russia.
one in Russia.
The
Oh,
one
yeah,
in
One
so-
in Russia.
The one-
It's the WBO or something.
No, it's something
It's-
like IBO or whatever.
Right,
yeah.
right.
International Boxing Organization.
Now they're super corrupt,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Okay.
that girl, the Algerian girl,
Yeah.
she fought a Russian,
Okay.
and apparently wore the Russian out,
Oh,
and they got mad at her.
yeah.
And tried to change the rules. That was when they sent in the first thing saying, "That's a man."
Yeah.
To the Olympic Committee, and the Olympic Committee was even like, "Wait
Looking
a
at
minute,
it?
you're sending this late,
Yeah.
and
And they didn't send the proof either. They
and
didn't send the
send,
test
they didn't
results.
send nothing.
Proof.
It was on some.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
beat up our girl, so
Yeah.
now we're trying to get you kicked
And
out.
they said so.
Oh.
The Olympic Committee says, how do you know? What tells you that? Like
Yeah.
what test did you do?
Okay.
And they're like, oh, they didn't show any proof of it. So, but here's the problem.
Yeah.
This fucking thing blows up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Now, my biggest problem with all these people that wrote on their walls, and then they apologize the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing they apologize. But my biggest problem is this. We're talking about a woman in an Arab country, a fundamentalist Arab country, that has given refuge to ISIS.
She's probably marked for bad things.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Do you remember 1994, the Colombian guy that scored own goal, and
They killed him.
They killed him back in Colombia.
Yeah.
Things happen in those kind of countries.
Yeah.
No offense to
Yeah.
Colombia or anything, but we all know that it's
That was crazy.
you know, yeah. So
That was
things
so
happen in
sad.
those kind of countries.
That happened. Oh,
The ISIS doesn't need a proof from any federation. They don't need. They're not gonna look at tests.
Right.
They're gonna look at her and say, yeah, that's a man.
right.
Yeah.
You know, this is not how we do things around here.
She's
Yeah.
suing some people.
She's suing some people. She better not be.
I don't know how much that's gonna help.
But
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
gonna-
that she got a warm welcome in Algeria and all that stuff. But you know,
Hopefully.
yeah. I mean, hopefully she's not in trouble. But
Well, she won. She got her gold
Yeah,
medal.
yeah, she won.
before you
but
get back to your glorified story, let me ask you something else. Since we're talking about the Olympics, I meant to ask you that last time. But what do you think about the Olympics without the Russians in terms of wrestling? I mean, it gave opportunities to a lot of people. Americans couldn't capitalize on those.
Oh my goodness!
But-
did you hear the last time the Russians didn't come to the Olympics? We had like a guy in every final, like 9 guys, something
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
The Russians didn't come to this Olympics.
1984.
Yeah.
We
No.
had like 1, maybe 2 guys.
No.
I think Spencer Lee got bronze.
Spencer got bronze. Kyle Snyder got bronze, I think.
Kyle Dake got bronze.
Kyle Day got bronze. Like 3 bronze.
Did Aaron
Oh,
Brooks?
Aaron Brooks got a bronze also.
No, so that means there's 1 guy in the finals we had.
Oh.
Without the Russians.
On the-
And Yadzani lost in the final.
Danny lost.
He's like
You know who he
Messi.
lost to?
He's
Oh.
like Messi.
You know who he
He's like
lost
the
to?
Ronaldo. He's like the
Yeah.
baddest.
Oh, he's a.
He's a
at the
legend.
He
top.
lost to my countryman, bro,
Oh, nah.
who is a naturalized Russian.
Oh, really?
We got 2 gold medals in the Olympics. Bulgaria got 2 gold medals in the Olympics. One of them is against Yazdani. The guy beat Aaron Brooks and then beat Yazdani.
I saw the
Very
guy
good.
in an
Very good.
eliminator, but I didn't see it the next day when it was in the finals.
He did an Instagram post
boy.
and he said thank you to, and then he thanked some Bulgarians, probably coaches in the federation. He said thank you for giving me a second chance in the sport.
That's cool.
Oh.
So the guy
cool.
the guy is
That's
Russian,
cool.
but he's from
Yeah.
one of the republics, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe Dagestani. I don't know where he's from.
What was their team called? Wasn't there a team called like the refugee?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's not refugees.
Like the refugee camp, all the refugees?
Independent.
Like, ooh, la,
I think it's like
like Lauren Hill. Lauren Hill's like the head coach.
Oh, you gotta edit this out. Said like the booties. Something like that. The coach, you mean?
That's the first thing I thought about.
Yeah.
When I saw their name, I was like, the International Refugee. I was like, that's cool.
That's cool.
I'm
That's
not.
fine. I mean,
I
they might as well stay there, you know.
I dig the hustle. That's crazy. That's like when I heard Flavor Flav, heard some girl talking about, oh yeah,
Wait.
we do water polo.
Oh
but
yeah,
Wait,
did you
what?
hear that?
girls
No,
have jobs and
no.
stuff. Flavor Flav was
Really?
like, what? And just was like, I'm gonna sponsor y'all. And sponsor the women's water polo.
yeah.
Actually?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Their travels, everything.
I don't know how much he gave him, but
I don't know about
apparently
the
it was a
travels,
lot.
actually. I have no idea. But he paid.
But he
he
actually
paid a picture.
paid.
He gave him like a chunk, which I thought was super cool. Because one girl was like, "Yeah, you'd be surprised. There's like everyone has jobs.
I got a great
She's
joke.
a fitness
Off
trainer.
camera.
She works at a restaurant. She works at a tax place. She does Uber.
It's kind of like
She does.
an NBA.
Why you telling everybody's business? Why you telling everybody's
Kind of
business?
like an NBA team in the 1960s. Kind of.
A WNBA team
Today.
2023.
But now that they got the new
Apparently,
contract.
there's like some girls that are like changing the game now. I don't
Dude,
keep up
that's
with
why they
it.
go-
I don't
in
care
Russia.
about that either, but
That's why they go to play in Russia.
Yeah, but now the
What?
girls,
Not
I think
now, obviously, but
that white girl is like apparently really good.
Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
yeah, she is. She is.
And, like,
they didn't take her to the Olympics.
People don't like her. What is it? There's some girl that people don't like.
Yeah.
She's so good. Or maybe it's like, is it the
She's
black?
another rookie, I think. Angel Reese.
Dude, apparently no one watched WNBA for years, and now it's like high drama.
Now it's a big thing.
Oh.
They just signed a
Drama
new
and
deal.
money.
They just
Actually,
signed a new
that's impressive.
multi-million-dollar deal with
crazy.
ESPN or something. But yeah, the Olympics without the Russians were not the same. But it did give chance to the Japanese won a bunch of
The
medals.
Japanese won a
Japanese?
bunch.
Iran
I
won a
didn't
bunch
know
of
it was
medals.
like that.
No, the
Iran
Japanese
is
men were
always
always
good.
good,
Yeah,
but they got Rei Higuchi, and that's the one guy that you would expect to win the medal.
Right.
He didn't though, right? He didn't take the
don't
gold.
think so.
No, I think he took silver.
But
He
the girls won a
He beat Spencer
couple.
Lee.
no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the girls won.
The girls were
The girls won
were as
2
good as
golds
the
and
guys.
a bronze.
I mean, like skill wise, that might be like a stupid thing to say, but I remember when wrestling first started with girls.
Yeah. Was it not?
Because when I was in high
20
school,
years ago, 30 years ago, there's no such thing.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Non-existent.
now they're like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Killers?
dude. It was as impressive as
Japan's girls have been dominating this sport for ages.
There was a
Really?
couple
With
girls.
wrestling?
Yeah, they have.
I saw a
they
girl
have
with
the
a tech,
tradition
with a,
and all that.
what do they call it, a tech fall in like the finals.
No, yeah.
I'm like, whoa,
This is
just
quite
handling
amazing,
these
yeah.
girls.
It's quite
Wait,
amazing.
what's the tech fall? What is that?
It's when you score.
Yeah.
10 in freestyle, 10 points.
It's
points?
8-1 too. I just know. I thought it was 10 in Greco and freestyle, but I
Freestyle is
saw
10.
some matches
Yeah.
where they stopped it at 8. I don't know if it's
No,
girls.
No, they don't stop it at 8. They do they. So you do the takedown, and the ref calls end of the match, right? He calls 2, and then they call the end, and then the board doesn't reflect right away the score.
Oh.
That's what it is. I've seen that too, and I'm like, for example, when they do the alligator roll, you know, the leg lace, and they do the roll.
Yeah, but they'll stop.
they-
They'll stop scoring it after it reaches the. that
Well, the
point.
ref stops it and it'll show. So they put the points up. So you go 1 turn, second turn, third turn, fourth turn. That's after a takedown.
Yeah.
And it becomes 10 points. But by now, the scoreboard only reflects 2 points for the takedown, and then they start, and then that's why
There's a lag.
There is a lag in the actual scoring at the stadium.
Did you notice how there's and I had to look this up because I was totally confused.
What's it?
In some sports, I think to include judo, wrestling, there's four medals they give out. They give
yeah.
That's it?
They give out
Four
2
medals?
2
bronzes.
third places, yeah.
What?
It's called
Repatriation. Repechage.
Right.
Wait, so there's 2 third place?
I had to look it up, and I saw a couple of different explanations, and I understood it enough to where I just quit. But I think pretty much what it has to do with is like if you're looking at a bracket, as the bracket splits. On both sides, there's going to be a third place for both sides.
For both sides, that's true.
There's like a quarterfinal bronze and then a semi-bronze.
That's interesting. Yes.
And they one of them, I don't know which one it was, but one of them gave it an example as to why, and I think it had to do with in the beginning. It was only scored just for one winner. And they made it so that whoever lost against the winner would get recognition. And then that became 2.
Oh, I see.
So then that 2 became, it was something like that. But when I saw it in my head that both sides, there's a third for both sides.
So they're giving participation trophies, basically.
Basically.
I'm kidding.
My time to shine.
Whoa, you got a bronze medal in the Olympics. Both of us got it.
What the fuck is
You got a bronze medal, brother.
I had to look it up.
What?
Shit.
But it was pretty interesting. I don't know if one carries more weight than the other.
Yeah.
You know when they take a selfie, the first, second, and third place, they take a selfie, and they're like this, and then there's another bronze medal in the back. It's like they kind of cut him off.
Like not him.
I'm on the mic. Trying to force his way in. It's like, nah, this is some bullshit. You said I had too much testosterone. Now my medal doesn't mean as much.
He's got the fucking bronze medal.
This is America.
I'll tell you. And then there's like on the podium you have like
so funny.
you have like USA, Great Britain, say some other country where people speak English sometimes.
Turkmenistan.
No, they actually speak English. And then North Korea.
Looking like that.
Looking like, what should I do here that's not going to cost me my life and the life of my family? Now this is not funny.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
I want to rescue everyone.
Yes.
I am.
Ian,
And
yes.
I hope the Olympians got away.
There she is! There she is! She
I hope
did
they
it!
got on a plane, going someplace else. Hope they got on a Boeing.
That doesn't open the doors.
They have to land someplace else. We'll be back in a second, Kim Jong-un. We'll be back. We gotta land over here in Australia.
I gotta tell you.
My geography's all off. I don't even know that's possible.
Man, it's a tough life.
Oh man, stop.
And you know what the worst part about North Korea is? And I've never been there, obviously.
Political thing.
Yeah.
The worst part about their population is that they're suppressed not only freedom-wise.
They're little because they don't get enough calories.
I'm not
They don't
just
even get to
physically
grow.
and mentally, but they're not. There's a complete blackout in terms of information.
Oh yeah.
They do not get internet. They do not get the actual news. They get what you tell them.
Right.
It's kind of like.
Have you ever seen? I saw this one thing. It was so crazy. I saw this commercial, it was a commercial type thing that their government shows them to show them like what Americans are like.
Oh, wait.
And it was so
What did they
weird.
have on
They
there?
kept saying, first of all, the footage was all black and white, just stark and like cold places.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I remember, they kept saying, "Oh yeah, Americans, they make their coffee out of snow water."
What? The hell is snow water?
And they were saying
Is it
how,
snow water?
and it would be like cold in the background, and they'd be like, "Yeah, Americans make their coffee," and they would just show
They did their research in
harvesting.
Alaska.
It was so look.
They're like, wow.
It was so weird. And what's crazy is there's a bunch of people that believe that all that
bunch, the whole
madness 'cause they
fucking
had
nation.
Actually,
news
because they have nothing to refer to,
from the
right?
time that they're little.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so this was so
They have
crazy.
to have a portrait of the leader in their house, and if they don't, they're going to prison.
Actually, they have to.
yeah.
And there's people.
They
that
go and
come-
they inspect. They show
There's
up.
people that show up.
randomly.
Randomly.
Yeah, the secret police, right?
Hey,
Yeah. And they're
Hey,
actually like,
Where's
look-
the portrait?
Oh, no way.
Oh, did you hear the other thing?
What?
You cannot.
Oh.
You cannot. You can't film. You can't film
you can't film.
the statue of the leader or something.
Oh, I
like
thought you
What do you
couldn't film him. I heard something like
Yeah,
that.
You
no,
can't
no,
film
yeah,
a statue?
The statue. There was something fucking. I can't remember, Ben. It was like weird
He's
stuff like
getting
that.
his daughter's like 12 or 11 or something. He's getting her ready.
Oh yeah.
to run the
His
place.
sister is running the show right now
Have you ever
with
looked at
him.
her?
No.
Scary.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Something's pretty.
Scary.
How old?
She's young, but
What do you mean she's
Did you say
sweet?
she's 12?
no, the
the
daughter.
sis- the
The
daughter.
daughter is
The daughter.
12.
Yeah, the
daughter's
sister.
12.
The sister is young.
Oh,
she's
the
a
sister's
young.
a-
She's a young lady.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, like, if you look at her,
Yeah,
You don't know if
Google her later.
Yeah, I'll
She
Google her.
looks like
Like-
this. This has never happened to her.
Okay. Ooh, no embrace ever. Yo, she's like,
She looks mean
Really?
and mad.
she probably is mad.
Look at that. When you look up Kim Kardashian is first, and then Kim Jong Un.
Put in
Kim Kardashian,
Jong-un.
American media personality and socialite.
And
Kim
then
Jong- put in Kim
right,
Jong-un's
right
sister.
below,
Supreme leader of North Korea.
Priorities.
Yeah. Let me see this.
He comes with his own like evil music.
He does.
I mean, you can definitely. His hairstyle, man, you can definitely land an airplane on it.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Did you hear that? I think they made it so you couldn't get it. Like you can't have a hairstyle like his.
Really?
I wouldn't be shocked. I mean,
Man, is that
Wait,
her?
what's that? Right there, the
no, that's
Reese-
not.
That's the one I'm talking
Oh.
about right
Oh,
there.
let
Joe
me see. Let
Yoon?
me see. Let me see.
Her?
And that's her trying to like smile.
Like, look.
If you see her in the wild, it's like she's like Medusa.
Oh, sister, yes.
Kim Yo Jong. Ooh.
That's in 2018, dude. They haven't taken a picture of her recently.
I know because
Probably.
she lives in a freaking
Assumed
scary
office.
dictatorship.
Oh.
Any of our people, if you're watching this from North Korea, stay
Oh
strong.
yeah, they'll be watching from North Korea on
Huh.
national TV.
Dude, they might have a. They
Dude,
might
if
have
we
a
become famous in North Korea,
what are
there's
those things
millions
called?
of
A
them.
V. What do they call it? V.
We're monetizing that shit.
Wait,
What?
VPN.
VPN.
Oh yeah. What about it?
They could be watching from Korea on a
I
VPN.
don't think so. They got like the best fucking hackers in the world. It's amazing to me that they have 6 computers in the country and the best hackers in the world.
6.
There's more
I
than
mean,
6
I haven't
computers.
counted them, but it's like they don't have PCs
No, they don't
at
have much
home, obviously,
access. Yeah.
So it's
Well,
like,
they have-
yeah,
how do
they-
you learn that shit? Like, to be a hacker, you have to be
Yeah.
like a natural talent. You start when you're little and you fucking,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
going
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you
It's
know,
the underground is crazy, and there's I'm sure there's like networks.
and they, you know, what the government
I
does
heard
there?
people
Yeah.
people will throw them. People will put in balloons from South Korea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That'll
yeah.
float
With
over to
trash.
North Korea with like
Why?
USBs
Really?
and stuff.
Oh,
like
you're
with
talking about the other way
American
around?
movies.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, actually?
South Korea. You know how
Information.
North Korea was throwing trash in South Korea
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the air
yeah.
balloons?
Yeah.
That's a retaliation to South Korea throwing Western propaganda the same way.
All kinds of
way.
stuff.
Really?
Yeah. But you know what? You're right. You know what happens is it's all underground, and then probably, you know, the kid is like, I hope they don't
it's
catch
hard
me.
to keep
Yeah.
But
word
then,
from
but then,
the
but then they catch
Yeah.
them. Then they catch them and they tell them,
work for us.
prison or you work for us.
Yeah, yeah.
And
then
by the
what are
way,
you gonna do?
when it's prison in those kind of countries, not just prison for you. Prison is for you.
Yeah.
Your family gets deported to the worst part of the
Communist
country.
regimes are
Like Siberia and
scary.
Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to
I
one
lived,
communist country,
I lived in a communist country, bro.
and
Where did you go?
I was in Vietnam,
Vietnam.
and Laos, but I had a handler
Yeah.
with me that spoke the language. So, and we had an office there. We lived in the office. But one time, the guy and I were kind of like walking around, and there were like some police-looking type guys, like across the courtyard. Like they were far away. You could see them, but they were far away. And I was talking in a low tone because I was kind of freaked out being in a communist country. And I was
Yeah,
just
so
like,
you're trying to-
hey, I said something like, hey, those guys are cops, right? And the dude said something like,
What?
however he said it in a terse way, but he was just like, I'll talk to you later about that.
Ooh.
But don't look over there, don't talk about any
Don't
kind
say
of thing like
anything.
that.
Yeah.
And I understood quick, fast, and in a hurry
Yeah.
where he was going with that. And when we got to the apartment later that night, he would have this girl come over to cook dinner. But I brought up, I was like, oh, those guys, those cops. And he was like, yeah, you don't ever look at those guys, and don't even bring them up, because those guys have power to take you away. And they call them, you go to these camps,
Yeah.
and you never
Yeah.
get seen again.
Wow.
They're labor camps, but they're like.
He was like, I don't care if they're so far away they can't
Remember
hear
what
you.
happened with the
Yeah.
If
guy?
they look at you, you might
It's
be in
over.
trouble.
Ooh,
Remember what happened with
that's
the guy
scary
that
as hell.
a few months ago he died of natural causes in Siberia? He was in
Natural
prison.
causes.
Navalny? Navalny?
Yeah, Navalny.
Yeah.
A few months
Yeah,
ago.
but he was against Putin was
Yeah,
trying
of course.
to get him
Yeah,
for a long
of
time.
course.
Yeah.
But so what happened was he was already imprisoned in that labor camp.
Yeah.
They're saying that he got like you're working, you're not getting food and stuff like this and all that shit.
Yeah, and he was getting
Yeah.
moved. He got moved to that place, like in deep Siberia. It took
Ooh.
like 3 weeks
Yeah.
by train.
I don't know about 3 weeks, but
It was a long, dude. It was a long time.
well, it depends on the train. I mean, if it's
I'm telling you,
one of those trains with the steam engine from like
dude. There's
1920s.
they're sending they're sending World War II stuff over
Yeah, I know.
to
Yeah.
Ukraine to get fight.
I know.
That whole thing they're doing
Dude,
in Kursk.
I remember in the
is
army in Bulgaria
crazy.
we had modern rifles and they were AK. No, they're not 47. They're 74, but they were literally from 1974.
Yeah, they're
And then Bulgaria entered NATO in the while I was in the army.
yeah.
And they changed our guns, our rifles from AKs,
Yeah.
7.6.
because we have to use the same. NATO,
They
all
were still
NATO has to use
AKs.
the same-
They were still AKs, but they changed the
rounds.
caliber. Yeah.
Oh, so they changed it.
From 7.62 to 5.56. So it was still AKs because we manufactured them, but
Kalashnikov.
Kalashnikov, yeah, and but lower caliber to comply with the NATO standard. But yeah. Anyway, back to your story.
Right. So she's leaving here one night.
Listen,
She's
got
at
an
the-
AK.
She goes to the Japanese grocery.
No, she already had the groceries.
I already had the groceries.
But you see, our
Right?
Japanese thing took us away. Like
Yeah, we went
went
off
from.
them.
Let me just remind you how we got how we got carried away, because this is what this is all about, right?
We did some forward. We did some.
like a
It said
detour, man.
Mitsuo. I said Mitsuo, and then you were like,
We went to
yeah,
the
man.
Olympics. Came
And then you
back.
said
Olympics,
plastic,
where we
and I
go,
said,
where we go?
yeah, they
That's right.
they ate
Plastic
whales
bag.
and shark
Yeah,
fins.
yeah, and then where to go?
And then we went to Japan, winning so many Olympic medals.
right.
And then from
Right.
there, we went to Navalny in dying in Siberia. Jesus.
All from Mitsuo.
It's all
The
good.
thing that's crazy about that guy is that he escaped Russia and escaped like like Putin tried to murder him, and he was like, "I'm going back to Russia." They were like, "Don't go back to Russia."
And then he just said,
He was like, "I'm going back for the people." As soon as he got back,
Yeah.
they're like, "Get in jail."
Just like.
I'm like, "Damn."
Like after all that.
I know.
I mean, I get what he was doing. He was like really for the people and everything. It just
Well,
sucked because he was never going to win.
Yeah.
He
Like,
was
what is
going
he?
to get eaten by the freaking
Yeah.
whack-ass Putin machine.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Biggest
prisoner swap
ally
they
of
just
North
had.
Korea.
They just had a prisoner swap.
Yes.
One of the dudes, I just heard him. He was like, "I'm going back over to Russia." Same thing.
And
He
he's
went.
going
He
to-
was over there for something.
Yeah.
They snatched him up. They did the prisoner swap. He's back, and he said, "I'm going back over there."
Who is it? Which
I
one
don't
of them?
know. I don't know.
Oh, this is
he was
just-
one that I hadn't heard of
This is
before.
just madness, dude. This is just crazy. This is
You
just
know,
crazy.
And if anything, he was like a political prisoner for real. Like that Marine, apparently
Yeah.
that went over there. I heard a dude do a thing about him. Apparently he was a little sketchy.
Yeah.
He was
So
on
that's the
some
same Marine that they were saying when Brittany Griner got freed that they could have freed him instead and blah blah blah. Is that the same one? Remember when
Yeah.
Brittany got freed from
Yeah.
Russia in the prisoner swap and everybody was making a big deal. We have a soldier there and you're freeing
Yeah.
her. She hates America.
Yeah.
And that-
This Marine, they got him for being a spy.
Yeah. So
'Cause he was like,
allegedly,
he
yeah,
did some
yeah.
like contractor work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he was super sketchy.
I mean,
Wow.
apparently Russia didn't want to trade him back then. They said Russia was in a okay. So
apparently
this
he
happened.
was like a shitbag.
This happened.
This happened
when-
a while ago.
A couple of years ago when
Yeah.
Brittany Griner got freed from there. She
Well, that
spent
was like
9
last
months.
year.
Yeah, no, the year before, no, or something. Like
It was within 2 years.
It was
Yeah, I
right
think
before
too.
Christmas they freed her, and they said Russia did not want to give away more. They didn't want to give up more. They said no, the rest stay here. So.
Well, they
that-
got the freaking Lord of War from the dude from that movie.
Well,
The dude that Nick Cage played in Lord
yeah,
of War.
yeah, but that
That
guy
dude was a freaking maniac.
That guy's been out of the business for like 20 years already.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he only had a couple more years, but still, it's such a weird, awkward
I
trade.
heard he still
Yeah.
uses flip phones.
Probably detonate bombs.
It's like, don't open it.
Hold on.
You gotta take it. You gotta take it.
Let me see the browser.
I gotta open up Microsoft Outlook.
Send us a text when you're there. And 10 minutes later, the text arrives. What took you so long?
I forgot my antenna was down.
Hey guys,
Those flip phones were a joke.
Yeah,
I used to do it when I had my
remember.
flip phone. I thought it was so
Yeah.
cool because I had a browser on there, and
Flip
I
phones
would
were
get.
cool.
I
I
would get
love
on
flip
there.
phones. Yeah.
she has a flip phone now.
I do.
The new one,
A
the new
rendition,
Samsung or
man.
something.
Oh, I
Brings
saw
it
that. That's
back.
different,
Yeah.
though.
That's
different.
right. It's
Still a
different,
flip
but I get it. The
phone.
Nokia, that snake game. You know what I mean?
I almost
All that
want to
stuff.
get one of those.
It's not bad. It kind of trips me out.
Is the fold kind of
Yeah,
cool?
it's a fold. Oh, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it fits in your pocket, but then I'm always scared.
Does the crease?
Yeah, that's the thing, because when I open it, right, I'm still not used to it, so I see it, and I'm like, And like when you fold it in half, right, you get the split screen, right? But it's
That's
just kind
kinda cool.
It's kind of cool, but I'm like,
You know, it'd be even cooler if it had two cameras. So if this is the phone, you had a camera here and a camera here. So you could actually...
what would you
I don't know, man. I don't know. Back to your story. You know the kind of selfies you can do where you can shoot your face and
And what else?
and you do. Anyway, go back to the story,
All right, back to the
please.
story,
'cause
back to the story.
I can't believe nobody knows this story yet.
Oh yeah, so I was getting groceries. Jim's already closed, and then there's a hobo, and I walk past him, and then he flinches, right?
I love
Then-
that. I love that terminology.
What's that?
And there was a hobo. Did he just get off a train? Did he have like a stick?
Yeah. It's like, but where was that? Right here in the,
yeah,
on this sidewalk right
yeah,
here.
By the train tracks?
By the train
Is that why
tracks.
there was
With the bear in
there
the
was
back.
one morning I came to
Whoa.
open the gym early and there was a chalk thing.
I get me in trouble, man.
Allegedly.
Allegedly there was yeah.
So what happened? So he took a swing at me, right? He tried to punch me.
Out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere. As soon as I walked past, I probably scared the dude, right? So then he.
How did you see it?
What do you mean? So I was walking past, and like I was here. So
You
I
were
was,
like
yeah, crossing, right? And then so he swings at me. I drop my groceries, right? And then after I slip, I throw a hook, and then a leg kick, right?
Right,
And
right leg kick.
Yeah.
Left hook, right kick.
Yeah, left hook, right
Ernesto
kick.
Hust. Ernesto Hust.
All right. What did he do?
He got knocked out. But then, so I check, and I'm
believe
like,
he got
look,
knocked
and then
out.
his, like, I'm like, oh, are you okay? And then his tongue's like this.
Allegedly.
And
Allegedly.
And then my reaction out of everything, right, before making sure, I'm gonna go, oh shit, my eggs. And then this guy comes running up. He goes, oh, are you okay? And he goes, you seem to be fine. And I'm just like, what? And then I'm just like, oh my god. And the guy, I'm like, excuse me, sir. And the guy's like this.
Did he get up or did you leave the area?
No. Allegedly, I left. But I made sure, because I was just like, do I go home?
He put his head up and all. He put his tongue back in.
He suffocated that night.
Bro, can you imagine if there was
And that was it.
if there was an unsolved murder and then
Yo.
Cold case.
Cold
case.
Cold case.
not so cold anymore?
On these fools random, on the second episode of these fools random podcast that someone watched like 10 years from now.
Yo, it's the guy.
But Sasha is long gone to Canada, and Canada is now like
That's
they have no.
China bottom.
No, she's a Canadian citizen. They're not gonna deport her back to the
You have
United
two passports?
You have a non.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Oh.
You're an American citizen too?
Me? No, she is. Are you a citizen or just a green card holder?
No. Not a citizen. Green card.
Green card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a buddy from Canada. He's trying to get his green card.
Yeah.
He's having a rough time.
Yeah.
How did you get
Well, like
it?
student. Sorry, by student visa, right? 'Cause I got
student,
yeah.
Oh,
What
nice.
school do you go
nice.
to?
Yeah. So Long Beach now. I started at Elko.
Where?
El Camino. I started
Oh.
out there.
What are you studying?
Yeah. Oh, I finished, but kinesiology. Exercise science.
You finished?
Yeah. Well, so with the first, yeah, because I've changed from engineering, believe it or not.
So what do you want to do?
I believe it. Look at you.
So more in the realm of strength and conditioning, right?
Like a coach?
Yeah. So strength and, because at first it was physical therapy, right? Going in that realm, but I'm like, so then I kind of detracted from that. So now it's more in the performance.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you have lower back pain, not for me, for a friend. No, for real, it's not for me. But if you have a lower back pain, should you use a foam roller on the lower back? Because I think not.
I think it depends on the situation, right? And the severity.
What kind of pain?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Is it
What
like
kind of
nerve pain?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I imagine if it's nerve pain, that wouldn't be a good idea.
I see that there's no right here on the lower back where it usually hurts when you're, when you, whatever you do, when where it usually hurts, there's no really muscles there. It's all like the bone and stuff. And from what I know, you should not use the foam roller on your lower back, where the part I'm talking about, and that's where it usually hurts. Yeah. It's kind of like around the kidneys, between the kidneys, I should say here, right? And then on the upper back, yes, but the lower back, usually what's recommended is like stretching. But I wanted to ask you specifically about that.
About lower back pain, well, if it's chronic, it depends on the severity, right? But
Well,
if
if
you're rolling,
it's chronic, if I can foam roller, it's
But-
definitely not gonna help you much, I think.
Yeah, but with rolling out, it's only going to do so much. It's going to alleviate it for a little bit, right? But it's not going to get down to the issue, especially, like you said, if it's a nerve pain or whatever. But it depends. It totally depends, right? But is the foam roller the best? No. And especially with the pain, if it's sensitive, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No. I do gentle stretching, heat, other things, icing it. There's just a bunch of other things that I do rather than foam rolling it. It's okay. Yeah. Or like with the tennis ball, it depends too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I had lower back pain years ago from something, and I tried the rolling, the foam roller, and I tried a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, and that thing messed me up even more. And I think it actually messed up it's because the pain is right where the bone is, and there is no muscle there, so there's no muscle tissue to actually smash.
Yeah, so you're doing it on the bone?
Well, yeah, I mean, where else? Because that's where it hurts. It hurts inside, like.
Yeah.
So,
It's probably not
No. Or, like, I guess with that area, if it's at the tailbone, I mean, it's strengthening the muscles around it. It depends on a lot of
well,
stuff,
that's
right?
what I'm saying. You got to strengthen the muscles
Yeah,
treat it like
right.
a joint.
Yeah, because there's probably an imbalance, right? It's weaker, that's causing pain, and there's tightness, stiffness, a bunch of stuff.
I would think the upper back and the glutes
Yeah.
are the ones you need to strengthen in order to fix your lower back pain. And obviously stretch at the same time, right?
Like all of it, too.
yeah.
The legs, right?
Yeah.
The posterior, chain, all the backside. Good stuff.
Man, when that stuff starts going wrong, it's tough.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Telling me. Injuries?
Sometimes I
Telling you what?
What?
You had one shoulder injury and you're making it sound like.
What are you talking about?
You're knocking people out with head kicks.
Yo! I
It was
wish
a
I
leg.
could
First of all,
reach.
it was a leg kick.
Freaking grocery, got grocery
Why
bags
would you kick
in
the
your
guy in
hand.
the leg if you already knocked him out, though? Why would you kick a?
Good question. I don't know why. My
that-
leg
Was he
just
wearing a
went.
trench
My
coat?
leg just.
He was, but nothing underneath.
Listen! And I know that.
She would never have kicked him for that. She would have paid him money.
Yeah, different situation.
I'm just trying
You
to
guys
get
start
him
asking
out.
me questions. I start to sweat. I'm like, oh.
He's sweating.
Just like this. Oh God, keep
You
you a
hook
moment.
the guy. The guy starts falling. You kick him in the leg on the way down. That's
I just
very.
didn't. I mean, I was extra.
It's
I know.
very savage. Very.
It was just.
All that practice, it just came naturally.
It just
like,
came
you know,
out.
it's
You know,
the-
it's like the
it's-
finisher. I'm just like, I didn't know. Like,
That's
just,
impressive.
I mean, in the moment, I wasn't thinking that.
Did
I
you
just
fuck
going,
up your
oh
hand?
shit, huh?
Did you mess up?
Yeah. I mean, when my hand, there was like blood. I don't know if it was,
Was he
his or
trying
mine.
to hit you?
Yeah, like he took a swing. Like he's like,
But he came close?
yeah.
What kind of swing?
It's probably like a. I think he probably threw a cross or something.
A cross?
Yeah, cross.
The guy was killed. The guy was killed. It's not a haymaker. It's not a like overhand. It was a fucking cross. That goes to show.
Yeah, I know.
That goes to show that you have to set up with your jab. You know what I mean? If he had set up with the jab, he wouldn't be laying down there with his tongue
Did he
out.
have a stick with a bandana at the end and a bundle?
With a little bag with a
So was he? Did he cross like that? Or did he have? Was it a cross shoulder?
Rear hand cross.
It's like the slowest cross ever.
Was it?
Thank
No,
goodness!
it's not.
Thank
It's okay.
goodness!
Yeah.
He was an old boxer.
Huh?
He was probably an old boxer.
Who knows?
You're just not used to
for
kicking.
sure.
I was impressed.
I wonder what he told his friends after.
Probably nothing. That happened at the school that I started jiu-jitsu in Virginia Beach. There's a girl named Sarah.
Sarah.
Super, super cool girl, but somebody was bothering her in the wild. And
In
when
the
you
wild?
told me your story, it reminded me of her.
Oh, wait, what
'Cause
happened?
She did the same thing. She did some kind of Muay Thai,
Move. Knee,
Dude.
elbow, something.
and the dude just folded, or it might have been a girl, I don't remember, but it just folded them. Like they were not prepared.
How is
Her
your
skill.
stand-up?
Pretty weak.
No, I mean like what is?
I went to a couple of Muay Thai classes.
Oh, you're good then.
I
It's
need
like
to.
you know when you go to a
Yeah,
couple of
hopefully.
jiu-jitsu classes and
It's tough. It's so tough because when I think about coming, I'm like, man, I'm cheating on jujitsu because I can barely come to like a bundle of jujitsu classes. But I'm definitely trying to.
I don't see with me. It's interesting. I don't go to Muay Thai classes. Not because I feel that way. It's because I feel.
Well, it's kinda
what's-
weird
What's
getting
the
out of your
word
comfort
with me?
zone.
With me, the word
What?
is lazy. Lazy. Yeah.
Dude, if I didn't have a job,
Ever since,
I
ever
see him
since,
across the mat, like Lumo. He's
ever
like,
since somebody took my soul out with that
yeah.
crash
there was one time. Do you know so many?
pad session.
Oh, so
you
she's
know
been-
her. I'm sure you've
yeah,
seen
I've
her.
seen her. So she's a tough chick, and I remember one time we were holding
Stuff,
for
man.
Lumo, and then it was like, yeah, I got this.
No,
And by
but
the
you
end,
know
it was going,
why? Here's why. Sasha was
Holding.
somebody was holding the pads for her.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I can do this.
Sasha, come
Wait,
on.
you were holding
Put some-
pads?
No,
somebody was holding for me.
she was holding pads for her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm busting her balls over there. I'm like, Sasha, come on, you can do better.
I'm tired, right?
You
I'm
know?
like,
But that was like, they do like, whatever, 20 minutes session or something, holding for each other. And she's like, and she points with the pad at me and she goes, "You're next." And I'm like, oh no. I put on my gloves. I don't think I wrapped or anything. I just put on my gloves. I'm like it was after jiu-jitsu class, so excuse me. It was a Friday.
Did you really feel comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, I've done that kicking before and shit like this, so yes, but she took my soul.
And you never forgot it.
No.
She goes like this. She goes again, and you see them
kick harder. I felt like you know when a girl tells you to kick harder.
Yeah.
Because she's holding the pads, it hurts, you know, like
you
fucking kicking.
Yo, he went somewhere.
I've been there before.
He's staring to the void. He's like this. I like it.
I have a specific memory in my head. Kick harder. It sounds a little bit
black
different.
and white explosions.
It sounded different than
Hey, it's one thing.
It meant the same thing.
One thing a girl can tell you is that all you've got.
Oh my god.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
And it's
I'm
totally
sorry.
different thing to tell you kick harder. Like, I would if I could.
I could deal with this. That's all you got. Especially now, I'd be like,
I would if I could. You should have
Fuck
told me
yeah.
to kick harder 10 minutes ago. Right now I'm gassed.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
Yeah, but you have to start coming too. Then we'll tell you, be like, kick harder. You just see Ian go to the void like,
no, I should probably. You know what I was thinking the other day? I was thinking the other day that I should actually do some of the. I don't want to do any sparring, although I would love to, but I don't want because I can't move laterally. Yeah, I can't move laterally. Last time I almost hurt myself just moving around. But I should do some pads and shit, man, because it's good.
It's a
good
workout.
cardio.
oh, it's a workout.
Good
100%.
cardio. Yeah.
I'm not good enough even to do that.
I'll hope for you too.
I never even.
Be like, kick harder, Ian.
I still need to like get basic throws down.
Judo throws?
No, I think it means.
Oh, throwing it.
Punch kicking.
Got you. Yeah, I'll look for you.
I mean, I can throw like
I
basic
mean, we're all
stuff.
basic. We're not even
I can
mid.
do like a
We're
basic-
totally basic.
I looked down like,
What do you call that? What do you call? See, when I started jiu-jitsu, they had Muay Thai there, and they had a move called a foot jab.
Foot jab? You mean like a teep?
I think that's what they call it now.
It's a teep.
They call it a foot jab?
Foot jab.
What?
Yeah, and we're talking about 30 years ago.
Oh, okay.
This
foot
isn't
jab.
30 years ago.
Well,
He's like, this was last year. No.
It's like 97,
Oh,
98.
A foot jab.
27
So that's like
years
20
ago.
Yeah,
27 years ago.
not 30. Not level 30 yet.
I like how
Hey!
I took exception.
Correction.
This wasn't
Level
30 years ago.
27. Level 27.
Say, yo, chill.
I know it was in the mid-90s, mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
They had their
Foot
names
jab.
for it. Foot jab. I've heard that before.
There was a UFC guy or a Pride guy, I remember. Oh, the really tall dude. He would knock people out with foot jabs.
Henry, the Dutch guy.
I think so.
Yeah. Isn't he here in LA?
Not that dude. Not the dude from that Dynamics.
No, not him.
Henry Hooft.
Oh, I was thinking about Henry Hood, but I know who you're talking about.
This dude is Semi Schmelt.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
He was like super tall and like lanky, and he would foot jab people and would knock them out.
Actually.
He'd be like,
And that's it.
Dude, have you
because
seen-
he was so tall, he would generate so much power.
You know that fight of was it John Haggerty and Rotang, where
That was
With the teep.
he tipped him right into the ropes,
Oh, yeah.
sent him flying.
They had a couple
That-
of fights.
that's- yeah, they had a couple fights.
Rotang won.
That fight was
But-
That was gnarly,
That was
though.
gnarly.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
those
yeah.
fights were gnarly.
but that tip, that
Teep sent him to
that
hell
tip
back.
sent him
Rotang's
like
pretty good.
from the middle of the ring, from the center of the ring all the
Yeah.
way to the ropes.
yeah, I think he gets he
Yay.
gets like a
Yeah,
Kazushi on him.
He
Like,
did.
he
I
gets him
mean,
off
but he
balance.
also did. Haggerty also did. I think he tipped and then he ran forward with it and he threw an elbow or something like that. I can't
John
remember.
Haggerty is
Yeah.
nasty with the elbows, a general.
Yeah.
He just be
Ooh.
It was crazy, yeah. Was it?
Cutting fools.
Yeah. It was him, yes. But yeah, that was a good fight. A couple of fights they had, but those were good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the women's fighting both Muay Thai and MMA
Yeah.
Yeah.
in one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like their little format. I dig it.
So I'm so bummed
I like
that
how they have this
Angela Lee
different-
retired. She was
I was gonna bring that up, but I was
she
like,
retired. I know she has her reasons and all that, of course, but yeah, she retired. The MMA community is a little bummed out, but obviously, yeah.
so sad.
Tell me about it.
Did you see there was I can't remember the girl's name. Stamp Fairtex maybe, but
Stamp is another one, yeah.
Angela Lee went. It was Stamp Fairtex and then this another girl were gonna fight for the interim title.
Yes, they did. Yeah, and she went
And
there.
she went and told him, "You're gonna
Yeah.
be fighting for the real title because I'm retiring."
She
tomorrow."
retired then. Yes.
Oh.
Because I think the main reason was because of her sister.
Yeah. That's right.
That's when she made it public.
Yeah.
The reason for the death, because
Yeah.
it was known that she died, but it was a big speculation as to what it was. Thought accident and stuff like this, and nobody said it was. The family didn't confirm what it was, but then she confirmed, and they made it public, and then
That it was suicide.
suicide, and now they're having the foundations and all that stuff. You know, she and her husband.
She was so young.
Yeah.
18, 17 years
Yeah,
old.
she was like
man.
17 or 18.
Dude,
Right?
it was crazy.
Yeah.
She was so good.
Yeah, crazy shit, man. And
For a
her brother still fights though.
Does he, Christian? Does he
Yeah,
still have the
I
title?
believe so. Can't remember. But I know he still fights. He had a fight not too long ago, I think. But
Do both of those Rutolos have grappling titles now in one?
Oh.
Ty.
I know the one did, but I know
Ty
the,
does.
Yeah,
yeah, in one, yeah.
the other one started
Caden,
fighting.
Yeah, he does.
Both of them do.
Both of them? Oh.
Yeah, I think so.
That's good.
Yeah, it's different weight classes.
Yeah.
But they both do, yeah. But everybody was like, Ty is better and blah, blah, blah. And then fucking Kate beat Mika Galvao in the final of ADCC. That was like
So
the
gnarly.
nail in the coffin. That was a good match. Good match to watch.
You got him with you got him with like a heel hook. Yeah. That was like math when I was looking at it. I was like, what is...
I know, it was pretty...
It was like math. It was like upside down and...
He got him, and that was because
It was
I
almost
think,
like there was like the meme.
I think
with the-
Mika
Oh, yeah.
with all the numbers.
Yeah. That's actually.
Because when I watched a dude talk, like analyzing it.
Yeah.
So, and that was kind of complicated. But he made it understandable enough, but it was still super cool to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Mika was the one who initiated the actual
Yeah. And I think
sequence,
he
and
was
then
on
he
his,
fell
was he
into...
on his, like, he was on his belly? Did he, how did,
They
he didn't-
ended up...
like, he didn't finish it conventionally.
No, he didn't because he was trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
Something like this, he got stuck. But yeah.
Because it was
We'll
just
leave those
crazy
for
because
next
Mika Galvao was just
Oh,
consuming
he's so
fools.
good. He's so good.
so good. Just
I am
making
thinking
people
he's
look-
gonna
Yeah.
win. He's gonna win this ADCC
Yeah, he's making
without.
people look
Yeah, he's
not
gotten even
good.
better since then, and he was really good back then.
Gi.
I mean that
Gi?
that
Both.
Both?
Both.
Ooh.
He's gnarly.
Sasha,
with
why don't you tell real quick before we close this out about your jiu-jitsu journey?
Oh boy.
Your
What
jiu-jitsu.
journey?
I was being
Listen,
sarcastic.
It's about it's embracing the suck, man.
No, she is. She
The only thing got is that cross collar choke.
One
tell
step
you.
at a time.
Step at a time. Except I'll be honest with you, there's a couple of times where I'm like, nope with the cross collar, and then I'm like, it's a good time for a nap.
man,
Get a little cozy there.
I've only once gotten almost put to sleep, and that was her, and I was telling her how to do a cross collar choke from behind on me.
It's early in the morning.
I was like, oh yeah, that feels better. Yeah, it was in my class. And I'm like, yeah, that feels much better. That feels much better. And then I start seeing like, I wasn't. I mean, it's probably going out because I started my head I got lightheaded and I started like just like seeing a little bit flashy in front of my eyes, and I tapped, and then I recovered pretty much right away. But I think that you know how you go out within from 1 second to another, you just gone to sleep.
Yeah.
I think this is what you see last.
The last before you're out.
The last thing you see is that what I saw because I was really close to it.
And it's like this.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, she did it very well.
There you go.
Oh, have you ever been put to sleep?
Yes.
Oh.
But you didn't tap, or it was just quick?
I didn't tap because I felt comfortable.
In the gi?
Dude,
Was it a gi choke?
Gi?
I've gotten choked out once in a tournament,
To sleep?
but I've got put out in front of Gustavo one time at Verdooms.
Oh,
Wait,
but
what
in a
happened?
tournament you put out to sleep or
No,
no?
this was with a dude named Dutch that used to do the front desk over there,
Uh-huh.
and it was cool because Gustavo. It was like this dude.
You got put to sleep by the front desk guy.
We were going at it.
We got a front desk over here. Nobody's sitting at it because apparently you got to be able to put people to sleep to sit in the front desk.
We were going at it.
It's so great.
Every once in a while.
What was cool was Gustavo said. He said as soon as because it was him and Gustavo and another guy rolling, and then Dutch and myself rolling, and he said as soon as I went out, he knew it, and he said he could just hear me.
Yeah, yeah.
And he just stopped rolling with that dude and came over and fucking saved me.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, I remember waking up and it was like a stop.
Was it
and I
in the
like,
gi? It was in the gi, right?
Yeah.
You got put to sleep in the gi quite easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I got put to sleep was in
strangle is
Virginia Beach.
So much better
It was with
the
a
gi.
Virginia Beach.
like a clock choke, a guillotine, a gi guillotine.
Oh, that's a loop choke.
Yeah.
The loop choke. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I just felt
Loop
like
chokes are the same. You feel like
dude,
I got it. I got it.
I remember the dude did it, and I
Yeah.
remember like I was looking up. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna win this."
Oh.
I remember thinking that. I was like, "Oh,
I got this.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, this is all he has."
Yeah,
Sweet
yeah. I'm
dreams,
good.
baby.
I'm good.
I was like, I'm about to win this.
Oh.
And then I remember I was waking up, and my professor at the time was a guy named Frank Cucci. Shout out to Frank Cucci. And I remember I woke up in his lap. He was looking at me. I was like, I didn't win, did I? He was like, nope. I've got pictures from that day. That was the first time I ever in the first match. The match before that was the first time I ever submitted somebody in a tournament. I got a dude in a rear naked choke.
Nice. In the gi?
In the gi.
Nice.
And the next match, I was put to sleep. It was a tournament of firsts.
Hey.
Yeah, no. Shit, man. That's I haven't been put to sleep because
It's a crazy feeling putting somebody to sleep. It's something else.
What do you mean? Oh, when you put someone to sleep
Yeah.
versus how do you feel? Power, guilty, confused.
No, I mean when I've done it,
Yeah.
I know what's going on.
Oh.
When people when people
Interesting.
go to sleep because
Yeah.
they refuse to tap, it's one thing.
Yeah.
But in the gi, it's kind of
It's
different
different.
because
You think you can fight it.
You feel it, like, oh, I got this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm winning this shit.
Oh, even if it's really tight,
Well,
and you're
you
just
don't
like,
know that it's really tight
Well,
because
What do you mean?
you're choking. It's like your air is getting.
like compressed or it's getting tighter.
But you get- you're still
if
kind
you
of
get the
breathing
gi,
too.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
get the gi, if I get my arms around your head and all
Yeah.
that, there's gonna be the pain element because
Okay.
my bone is gonna rub against your jugular and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
There's gonna be neck cranking sometimes, especially with guillotines.
Right.
You know that you're in danger and you know that, and you feel the pain and you're like, fuck it, I'll tap,
Yeah.
But with the gi, you don't feel the pain because the thing, unless it's like something weird, where it's scraping and stuff, you don't feel the pain because the thing is just going through here and it's like this, and it's a rope. So if you have a rope around your neck and
Right.
you're like, you don't feel the pain unless it's like right here, but it's not right here. You don't choke right here. You choke
Yeah.
like this,
Right.
like this, and you hear the voice change. That
Yeah.
means it's right there on the carotids. And what happens is you don't feel the pain.
Right.
You don't feel pain. You just feel like I can do
You're
that.
like, yeah, I can get past it.
Because you don't feel the pain. I think
Right.
that's my thinking, So
Oh.
and then it's the last thing that goes through your head.
wake up snorting.
Before you're.
It's a fast wake up though, hopefully.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well,
The gays.
Dude, it's crazy. I put I'll tell you who it is later, but a beloved friend, a class full of people,
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
put my man to sleep with a guillotine.
yeah.
Regular guillotine or
Armin.
Armin.
Armin Gillis,
Oh.
put him to sleep.
No,
Once
think
I
know
heard
who it
him,
is.
and then I laid him out straight,
Ooh. He's
and
like
then
this.
I kind of and then he woke up, and he sat up, and we started talking. But what was crazy, the craziest thing to me, it was a mat full of people.
Yeah.
Not one person noticed.
Oh shit.
Actually?
No one noticed.
What?
Dude, there must have been 30 people on the mat.
And no one noticed that he went
It
to
was
sleep.
a day class, one of Pete's class.
Yeah.
Or I say 30, it might have been 25. What I'm saying is it
If
was
it
a
was
mat.
25, one person would have noticed because
Dude.
one wouldn't have been rolling.
It was a bunch of people.
Oh. It's-
MIT.
Yeah,
And we fought.
that's right.
We fought,
Yeah.
and then I was like, man, I kept scooting. I was like, oh man, I think this is tight.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't think it's fighting anymore. I was like, I don't know.
Can't be that tight.
Yeah, let it go.
And then he kind of just went over, and then I was like, oh shit. And then I just and then he started snoring real loud.
Yeah.
That's what I was like.
People snoring, dude.
What?
Like you think
What?
you like snore? He was like,
No, actually.
I think it's shortness
What
of
is
breath,
that?
basically.
Oh, where
So-
they.
it's like a sleep apnea,
Yeah.
like those dudes.
Oh.
But and I just I turned him. Oh, that's right. He was over, and he started kind of.
Yeah,
So I just
convulsing,
held his
yeah.
head,
Oh, shit.
and then he was fine.
Yeah.
No, you're waking up a little bit like
And then
this.
he
Yeah,
sat
kinda.
up, and he was like, he looked at me, and I was like, "What's up?" He was like,
Hey.
"Did I pass out?" I was like, "Yeah." And there's people were still rolling.
Yeah, oh my God.
And then he kind of sat down, and I kind of scooted over to him. We started talking about it, and then the roll ended, but no one noticed it.
And then you all went separate ways. and I bet you he was like, I'm gonna get someone right now.
He tried. He was about to tell Pete.
Yo.
Because it was like one more roll after that, and it was the last roll.
Yeah.
And he was about to tell Pete, and I was like,
He goes,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
"No, that's gonna be-
You told him. You're like, no.
Pete doesn't know who it is to this day.
No.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It was amazing how everyone is, like I always think people are paying attention.
Oh, when you're
Like
rolling?
Gustavo told me one time, and this was like a life lesson. I was going to a tournament, and I was like all nervous. And he was like, Ian.
Nobody knows or cares.
He was like,
Exactly.
nobody gives a shit.
Just roll.
He was like, nobody gives a shit.
That's how it is, man.
If you go and lose, no one gives a shit. If you go and win, people are going to be happy because you're happy.
That's good advice.
But if something else happens,
Yeah.
And the other thing is
They're
they're gonna
not
be
gonna
happy
care.
for 2 days.
yeah, then they're
And
going to
then,
forget.
then they'll forget. They'll go their
Oh,
own,
to
separate
do their own
ways.
thing.
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
just-
Yeah.
It was just
Nobody-
the way
nobody
he
gives a
said
shit,
it.
honestly.
No. Yeah.
What made stuff just so clear.
You know,
I get
sometimes
super self-conscious about
Sometimes
stuff.
you
I'm
do
like,
things-
no one gives a shit.
No one
yeah,
gives
you
a
do
shit.
things that are big for you. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Think about this. Well, both of you have no kids, but think about this. You have a kid, a newborn, and it's the biggest event in your life.
Yeah.
Not arguably, it's the biggest thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
And you tell people, right? And everybody's like, congratulations, congratulations.
Yeah.
And then everybody forgets about, and they don't forget that you have a kid.
Right.
But everybody goes their way, and then 3 weeks later, you're like, or whatever, a month later, you're like, oh man, it's been a month since I had a kid. And people are like, well, that's right, you had a kid.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, that's right, you had a kid.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
so it's like, yeah, it's great,
Yeah.
but nobody fucking remembers the biggest thing
No,
that ever
no,
happened
of course,
in your
but
life.
for you.
Imagine you competing in a jiu-jitsu
yeah,
tournament,
there you go. See, here we go. Yeah.
People are like, what?
in the world. That happens every year.
You go in and you're just like, oh no. Yeah, that's very true.
He was like, if you win, they're happy because you're happy.
Right.
If you lose, they don't give a shit. They
No.
still love you.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you, Professor.
Aw. And then it helped?
Of course. It just helped, like taking
I've seen
pressure off.
Yeah.
I've seen people that go out to jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff. And I've done that too. And I've lost like my first tournament. I lost the first match within seconds. My second tournament, I don't know what happened. I went 4th in a big division or something like this. Anyway, but I did lose, right? Or 3rd in a big division. I can't remember. But I did lose. And then I lost again in my 3rd, and then 4th, 5th, I won something, but I didn't win first. I've never had a first place. But I've known people who have lost even more than me. Like who've gotten less than me.
Yeah.
But I also know people who are scared to compete.
That's very true.
So,
Yeah.
it's like, well, I mean, I did compete. Yeah, I lost, but I tried, you know.
No, but you
and nobody gives a shit. People don't even care that other people are scared to compete, let alone that I lost.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
So
but
who
we
cares?
harness that in intrinsically when we think it's a big deal,
Competing
right?
is a good just exercise just to do.
Just to give you an example how big it is for you and how little it means to others.
Yeah.
I'm working and I tell people, oh, tomorrow I'm competing because it's a Saturday and I usually work on Saturdays. People are like, why are you off tomorrow? What's happening? You celebrating something? I'm like, no, I'm competing. Oh, good luck. And I go back on Sunday and nobody
No one
remembers.
asks.
Nobody asked me how did it go.
Oh, no
I'm
one
like,
asked.
yeah.
That gives you an opportunity. If it wasn't a good day, you can just forget about it.
There you go.
But if you won, you can bring it up.
No, then you're like, hey, guess what?
You can wear
in my
your medal
case-
to work.
In my case, I'm like, hey, they say, how was it? I'm like, I got bronze medal. Oh, that's very nice. That's yeah. I don't tell them it's 4 people in the division.
Because first of all, they don't need to know.
They don't even
Second
know.
of all, it doesn't
Like, I don't
matter.
know. Huh?
Third is third.
Third is third.
Unless
It's pretty much the same as 4th these
Unless
days.
it's fourth in the Olympics.
All right, let's close this out because
All
it's 12:30. Midnight. We're talking midnight.
We didn't
here.
start until like 12:01 with the kids,
Yesterday.
the freaking kids.
Yeah, the kids were
right.
here. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
And not,
It was-
not literally kids. Yeah,
It was,
don't get
it
us
was
wrong.
fun though.
Yeah,
It's fun.
yeah.
Kids are fun.
They were not kids. They
That's what
were,
I'm talking
they
about.
were not even teenagers.
They're kids to me.
Well, to you, you're old.
Level
Hey,
four.
man.
I'm level 48, almost level 49
No.
Are you turning 49 this year or next year?
in November.
In November, I'm
November?
turning 48 next month.
Ah,
So I'm a year younger. Yeah.
I'm gonna shave this freaking grossness off here in a little while. So I'll
And
be,
now
I did mine.
push up?
I'll be looking young. Oh, you did. You were looking refined
Oh,
with your
yeah.
little.
See, you know how much it mattered to me that I grow this
You
and
look so
shave it,
civilized.
and nobody fucking
Civilized.
noticed. He's been looking at me all night and all day. She saw me this morning too.
Yeah, and he goes like
And
this.
is- Nobody gives a shit. The biggest thing that
That's
happened to me
the
this week.
takeaway.
I take my glasses off
Yeah.
quick when I get in here and see. I don't see well.
The biggest thing that happened to me this week, and nobody noticed.
What?
You shaving that little bit of
shaving?
hair on your face?
No, I mean not the biggest thing, but I mean
If it
I'm
was,
saying,
if
you know,
it was crazy like
dude,
this, I
I've never
bet you
grown
people would
beard in my
notice.
life before.
Well, you need. I mean, okay.
Not because I can't.
Actually?
Not because I don't have.
Because you don't want
hair.
to.
I don't want to because it's so
Why?
freaking itchy. That's why
You get over it.
I didn't. I didn't.
Veteran.
It only takes a second.
Oh, yeah, used
second,
to it.
yeah,
As
it
you
took-
do it.
It gets itchy though, like frequently. That's one reason why I'm happy to cut it.
It's just annoying, man.
And then it
Frequently
gets,
it
like,
gets
in my
annoying.
nose.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it
itches my
tickles, and then
nose.
you're like,
And then when you eat, it becomes in.
Dude.
And what is up with Tom? Did you see his thing today? I was like, Tom, man, if you eat
he's
something,
We
you're
love
gonna
you,
have
Tom.
leftovers, you know.
Yeah,
It happens.
It
Yeah,
happens,
whatever it is you
man.
eat,
It
you know.
happens.
It's part of the
He's
charm.
a savage.
I told him.
It's part of the charm.
He's a savage, but then Tom just,
Shout out to Tomislav.
Thomas
Tom,
Love.
we love you,
He's
man.
competing one of these days.
There you go.
Yes.
I'll tell you off camera
man.
what advice I gave him for his fight. No, not competing. He's fighting.
He's fighting.
Don't distract him.
He's
Is it MMA or
I'm one of his-
MMA.
I'm one of his
Yeah.
managers.
It's in San Diego.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
getting
in
out
San
there.
Diego.
You're one of his managers?
Yeah.
But you're not going to San Diego, are you?
I think I'm going home.
What?
I'm going home
Who's going to run this show?
a week from Friday.
We from
A
Friday.
week from this Friday.
So that's next Friday is what you're trying to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
I'm going home for like just 5 days. for 6 days.
You'll be back in time for the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd let you know. We're
Yeah,
going to be rolling.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. A week from Friday, so next week we can still shoot?
Yes.
Yeah. Next week we can still shoot. You're not in.
No.
Anyway,
damn it.
anyway, it's been a pleasure to have you here.
I want you back.
Yeah.
You'll be back. If we run out of people, you'll be back for sure. I'm telling you that right now.
No. Hey man, I'm plan B. So start off small. You know what I mean?
You gotta start, real small. All right, this is it for today. This is it for today because we've been shooting this for 2 days. We've been shooting this episode for 2 days now. We started yesterday and we're done.
We'll have like a CGI, CGI.
We're growing old while we're shooting this episode.
I should do like this.
That's gonna happen this
You should
weekend.
like this, my posture already.
Walk like
I was like, oh, I'm ready doing that, man. You got gray hair, going like this.
I'm gonna have to take a nap in my car before I drive home.
No, this is not bad.
Are you really tired right now?
No.
No, you good? You're gonna be okay? You're just implying that you're old?
Just implying.
Yeah. You're not old.
I'm off tomorrow too, so
Oh, see?
I'm off tomorrow too. I got some shit to do. I gotta do a freaking.
I might go to Art Bar.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, tomorrow?
I was saying like right now,
Thursday.
but I don't
All
know
right.
if they're
Right now they're closed. Didn't you see the whole staff was here?
I don't even know what's going on, but that's just funny.
They were all here.
They're all here.
Oh, that's right.
It's like-
that's so funny.
They could have opened a bar here. Nobody would have noticed.
Yeah, you can't go to our bar. They're all here. They're just
I
chilling.
know.
That's funny.
Fight by what's Joe Rogan's thing?
Trained by night.
Trained by
Rogan
day.
Podcast. Yeah, trained by day.
John Rogan podcast all night.
All day.
All day or something. Whatever.
was
These
dope.
guys are like trained by day, bartend at night.
You can do that when you're a kid, man.
We love
Yeah.
you guys.
We don't. But not all of you. I'm kidding.
Don't worry, we'll edit it. We'll edit. We're editing.
We'll edit it.
We're not editing shit. I told you the raw file is the file.
That's what's dope
It's all
about
pure.
this.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
We might even plan something for the next one, but
It's like
these first
one
ones are
sentence.
going on the internet forever.
Man.
I actually didn't want to talk so much about jiu-jitsu because I know that Muay Thai is your specialty, but the thing is that the upcoming tournaments happen to be this week, so we wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and I learned a lot.
If you felt left out, I'm sure you're used to it. Don't worry about it. It's quite okay. It's quite okay with us.
You know, let's chill just in the back.
If you felt left out, we're okay with it.
Is she okay with it? We don't really know. We don't really care, but we're good.
Don't forget, a kilogram is about 2.2.
Yeah, that's the takeaway. That's the takeaway. I'm impressed that you knew.
And on this note, now that we've all learned something here, man, where are these flies coming from? It's after midnight.
I'm saying they're chilling here.
Shouldn't they be sleeping or something? What's going on? No, for real.
Midnight.
When was the last time you saw?
Midnight.
When was the last time you saw a fly after midnight? Look, there's one chilling over
Right
here.
there.
Pete's gonna be mad.
We're gonna be
I know.
real mad.
Oh, it's right there.
That's what I'm
I know.
saying. Look at that.
It's bold. It's just walking.
Yeah, it said.
Like it's crippled or something.
Well, maybe he is. Maybe you injured
It's
it.
just a hobo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do your thing. All right. Good night. See you next week.
Hey,
Next
good
episode. Thank you,
night.
Sasha. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.